This is Smuggler Saturday. A bit more of an intense one compared to normal. We will be running the Battle of Ilum and the False Emperor Flashpoints, with the only breaks being a short break for me to get a new brew in the middle, and the extra dialogue you get between the Flashpoints when you're running the Ilum storyline. So, let's get this kick started then. I just have to speak to this droid, and then we can start the first Flashpoint. We're going to need all the time we can get here. Right, let's go. Darth Malgus equals stronger every minute. Republic plus Galaxy needs a champion. Yeah, guess that'll do. I'll be that.
Now you're speaking my language.
Victory probability equals up 4,000%. You equal report to Supreme Commander Rands. Of course, because that's who we've been speaking to all of this time. Right. I am sporting a cold remedy, unfortunately. Hi Taffy, thanks for joining. Hey Mel.
The Sith is gunning for the Empire, not us.
Darth Malgus has sworn to kill every Jedi and Republic citizen before. Remember the Jedi Temple on Coruscant? I'll feel safer when he's gone.
Captain, welcome. Our panel could use your unique perspective to finalize our attack.
What's happening now?
Our Sith friend stole
Hi,
the
Zen.
Emperor's cloaked space station, and he's using it to create his stealth armada. Location unknown.
Supreme Commander, Darth Malgus' forces are invading Ilum. His ships appeared from nowhere, and his forces are hitting both sides.
Deploy every available soldier. The Republic will not lose this planet.
Malgus must have sent stealth fighters from his armada, which means we can steal one.
Of course. A command fighter will have the location
Ooh,
of
Mel,
Malgus'
good
space
idea.
station logged in its nav computer. It's our best hope. Steal one of the ships, and a good pilot could follow the flight plans back to Malgus' base.
One ship won't stand much chance against a space station and an Imperial fleet.
We'll take care of that when the time comes. First, you'll need a pilot, and I know just the man.
Your starfighter's ready, Supreme Commander.
Change of plans, Cantaris.
Oh, I forgot it's
You're going to help our
Cantaris.
friends steal a stealth fighter. Then you're both flying it to Malgus' space station.
I'm always glad to fight beside the Corsac captain who helped me free Corellia.
When I heard you were leading the charge, I couldn't resist signing up.
The Republic thanks you, Cantaris. Now prep for battle. He'll drop you on the front lines. Once you've landed, there's only 2 armies between you and the stealth fighters in Malgus' fort.
I sense a dark power descending on Ilum. Whoever leads this invasion will be here soon. May the Force be with you.
Yes, Garza. Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got a new trooper I haven't played for a while because I started a whole bunch of new characters, and I think I can get close enough to slap her. And I want him to still sort of be a good person, but at the same time, being good doesn't always mean you're going to obey your superiors, right? So, slap. There we go. And if I can get it without the UI on it, then I can make a GIF of this later. Perfect. Thank you for reminding me. I don't like streams that doesn't have the green sound. Green sound? I don't know what you mean by green sound, and I'm still very new to how Twitch sets things up, so I'm happy to take feature requests, but I might need explaining what I'm supposed to do. Right, let's hit the flashpoint then. Oh, and by the way, hi Hobnobs. Yes, Cole Cantaris. It's been so long since I ran the Republic side of Ilum, I've forgotten he comes back. And you get extra dialogue if you have done the Corellia storyline than if you haven't, and the same applies to the Imperial side as well. You get extra dialogue with your main contact on the Imperial side as well, if you've done the Corellia storyline. Why, thank you, Bodar. The thing I need when I'm going into war is Brazing Flux. Yes.
She's a beaut, isn't she? Modified CEC attack model, straight from the Supreme Commander's personal collection. We'll ride her in close, but I'll have to drop you when the anti-air gets thick. From there, I'll stay in touch and provide air cover.
Did I just hear a notification sound there from Hobnobs? Or just got a random screaming icon here? You need to watch Nelly stream more. Yes, I probably do need to watch other people's streams more.
We've saved Corellia from an old empire. Today we'll save the galaxy from a new one.
Most people retire after receiving their first-class blood stripes. Glad you're not one of them. Strap in and hold tight. Let's show Darth Malgus who he's messing with.
I'm not sure Revan will care much for my first-class blood stripes when I hit the Shadow of Revan storyline. That almost sounds like a Jedi speech. It kind of does, yeah. Right, now then. It has been a while since I've run this, but I love... This is one of the prettiest flashpoints. Just because Ilum is beautiful. Right, so... We have to take the speeder out to the battleground first.
The imps are gunning for Malgus too. Still, I'd keep an eye on him.
Please select an available travel route.
An available travel route. There's only one. Yes, and you get more of the skybox on the flashpoint because you get the oh, what are they called? The rings, the ice rings. There. I'm not very good with, you know, technical scientific wording. At least the long shuttle ride gives you a bit of a chance to enjoy it. Capero flashpoint is very pretty, but I still prefer Ilum's. But
Down there.
Battle of Ilum is a very long flashpoint. Right. And there are about 400 bonuses in this one. Slight exaggeration, but it doesn't. It feels like 400 bonuses anyway. Right, let's go. I can't see. She can, but I can't. I have a feeling, Mel, you'll win pretty much all the gold mob yells this time round. I think last week Taffy took over doing the gold mob yelling and still won, even though I was attempting to pay attention last time. Oh, there's another mob I've missed. Okay, there we go. I'll be scavenging whatever I can scavenge from this. Gives me a slight break, but also I will need the crafting materials later. Right. Oh, really fed up of this cold now. So the first, we've got two bonuses running at the moment, and one is we've got to defeat 30 of Malgus's forces, which, even if you were just attempting to run from one end to the another, wouldn't be a problem. But we've got to destroy the turbo laser batteries, which are in various parts of the map around here. Taffy, out of curiosity, if I'm not looking up at Ilum or at the snow parts, do you still get the blue light problem? So, like, for example, if I'm just looking at the cement here, do you still have the blue light issue? Yes, Terradon, Capero does have waterfalls, and a lot of waterfalls, and it's very pretty. No worries, Taffy, if you have to go. Thanks for popping in, and if you make it back, then that'd be great too. But you do whatever you have to. Step 1, kill stuff. Step 2, kill more stuff. 3, blow things up. Yeah, step 4 is usually go blow this thing up, and then kill the person who's trying to defend it. That's usually like step 4, isn't it? Take care, Taffy. Oh, what? One medic standing on his own? That's unusual. Right, so that looks like a turbo laser battery, but isn't. Right, okay. Not keen on the heights. No, I am not surprised.
It's not as bad as it looks.
How are volume levels for everybody? There's a lot more explosions than a normal Smuggler Saturday stream. You'll be yelling gold mob a lot in this Flashpoint. More in this one than in the False Emperor Flashpoint anyway. Right, so here's one. Ways back I did a solo walkthrough of this Flashpoint. That doesn't mean I remember it very well. Can't see half the mobs. Right, try again. Yeah, a few months break in between. Yes, it has been a while since I ran this Flashpoint, I have to say. Thanks then, that's really helpful. I did actually take out that, yes, turbo laser. I don't have to... When running this sometimes on my own, I remembered that, oh, I missed a turbo laser, and you have to walk back, because you can't use your speeder around here. Shockingly. Getting my fingers tied. Not good for the early stages of a Flashpoint, right? No worries, Terry Adwin. It's really nice to see people, even if they can only stay for a few minutes. It's just nice to see people have thought about popping in. I appreciate it, but I know as well weekends, especially, people have their own lives. I'm still trying to work out the best time to do a Lotro stream in the week. Anytime I think about it, something kicks off at home. NJ being ill this week, for example.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Did I take that one out? Yes, right. So I think I've got the ones from this. Yes, we now just need to go up the next ramp. This one is a standalone bonus, not a staged one, so if we do miss one of them, it won't set us back by very far. Hopefully. Yep, I had planned to pick up quite a lot of metal and stuff while I'm here. Right.
Malgus is true to his word. He's got alien friends all over the trenches.
Gark the Indomitable. No, he has not made level 17 without dying. Right. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes, there's a few of those in this Flashpoint. I think we have to fight 2 of them on their own at some point as well. Sorry, 2 of them together would make a much more accurate description. Ah, I'm being swarmed. Go away. It's so pants to get just scrap as a reward, as a mob drop from a champion mob. Never mind. I think the only time the blue light isn't issued taffy is if the only thing on screen is the sky. Ah, she has a pair of yellow tinted computer. Ah, that's how you get around it. Yes, the glasses. I understand now. Hi, Marrow. Good to see you. I keep meaning to post a picture of the calf pet you got, Azul, Marrow, but I haven't. My memory has been worse than normal recently. Gotcha, right. Oh, who's left? It's Ongri. There we go. He's hungry. He hasn't had his lunch. Right. How many more of those do we need? We need 3 more of those. So where are they? Hi JJ. Thanks for popping in. I wondered if anyone would pick up on that terrible pun. I can get away with pun stuff when my wife's at work. Right. That's 4 of them. I'm thinking there's another one up here, but is there one further up as well? I think there might be. Where? Yeah, there's one up here. Oh, they spotted me before I spotted them. Not a good idea. Right. He's also hungry because he hasn't had lunch. That would make people unhappy. Definitely. Well, there isn't an Imperial smuggler. The equivalent is bounty hunter. Well, the smuggler's abilities is kind of like a combination of some of the stuff from bounty hunter and some of the stuff from agent sniper. In my case, so I'm a Republic smuggler, but the flashpoints are pretty much, if not totally, identical for Republic and Imperial. I think there's some different lines because of Darth Seraphim at the end. I think, if you're Imperial compared to if you're Republic. But in terms of the mechanics of this flashpoint, it's the same on both sides of the war. So yeah. Right, so let's not forget why we shot through all those people, other than it's fun. Oh, we triggered the next stage of the... So we need 40 of Malgus's forces now for the next stage. Right, so there must be one more of those turbo lasers further up then, unless I have been blind. No, there are 3 burning ones down here. Fab. Okay, right, we can carry on. You're a Republic trooper for your main anyway. Yeah, I've only just recently restarted the trooper storyline. It's been a while. I've got so many started characters, I've had to pause the trooper for now, trying to work out who he's going to be, to what level will he follow orders, etc. Or will he be seen as a partial rebel, so I need to think him through before I play him. Battle of Ilum. Wow, you soon got through to Ilum. Did you just plough through the class story when you started your new Inquisitor then, Marrow? Because there's a lot of... what I've been doing with my characters and on stream actually is running the planetary arc as well. Now, is that one of the ones I can explode or not? I want a gun to go boom. Where is it? Aha, there it is. I have to say, I'm not done veteran mode Battle of Ilum. If I have, it was a very, very long time ago. Good. Guns blown up. Fab. Right, so 13 more of Malgus's forces. Better to get this before you head into the mines, because then you've got to wander around a lot to pick up the bonus quest items inside the mines. Yeah, it's going to take us nearly 10 to get to the next stage bosses. Right, oh. Oh, it still annoys me. I can't. There isn't a trait tree option for allowing penetrating rounds. Yeah, on the move, like there is with Bounty Hunter.
It's not as bad as it looks.
And look, Veteran was tough, especially with interrupt resist. Yes, Veteran is meant to be a little bit of a challenge. I don't run many out of choice for Veteran, not alone anyway. Yes. Look on FEs. They're full of enemies they're meant to be killed. It's rude to turn down. And this is a war, isn't it? So you, with this one, you're like, yeah, it's a battle. So if you're here, you knew the risks of being here. I.e., you might die. I've got to try and use my dot abilities a bit more than I would normally. Oh. If you soloed it and you got through Marrow, then hats off to you. There are a lot of other flashpoints before. There's a good handful of flashpoints that are standalone completely that you can pick up from fleet. One or two of the fleet ships have them. That are also multiple difficulty levels, so you can get those before you head into. But if you make sure you do the Revan flashpoints before you do Shadow of Revan, then you get some extra dialogue options during the Shadow of Revan expansion pack. Just something to think of.
Bring honor to Emperor Malgus.
Now then, I'm hoping that the tank droid will take most of the aggro. Well, of course.
What trophy will I claim from you? An ear? Your weapons?
Defense turrets and Force Lightning. Yes. Right, need another. That one. Where are you? Die, die, gun, die! Just try and take out the turrets because they're actually just as dangerous as the bosses. Right. Pigging Force Lightning. Non-Emperor whatever. Interesting to have bosses that are interruptible. Everything else you can't do, but you can interrupt these ones. Oh, thank goodness. I shot a Sith and I liked it. Yes.
Malgus, I have shamed you.
I shamed myself. Right. Yay. I'll deal with command crates afterwards because anything that I get out there that's gear will have almost no impact on my performance in these flashpoints due to level sync. Right, now then. Stage 3 is destroy these crystal mining supplies. Now we have to make sure we explore pretty much everywhere, including down here where there's about 300 Vaughn Tigers. Thanks, Mel. I suspect we'll be leveling up quite a bit with these. I should have probably popped a CXP boost in, but I'm not rushing. And there's plenty of FPs once we get to Shadow of Revan as well. Getting my fingers tied. Now then, my tendency to try and rush through these, I've got to temper a little bit because I've got to make sure I search everywhere for these supplies. because some of them are around little corners. I thought there was one already, but I could be wrong. Okay. Yes, I think I am wrong, because I backtracked there before thinking I must have missed some. There are some outside the mines, if I remember correctly. Which is debatable with me in memory. Ha ha ha. Right. I don't like running this flashpoint on Talitha because you have to kill the Vaughn Tigers to survive, and she has a Vaughn Tiger effectively companion and mount. Like, don't make me kill the cats. Who's left? Oh, the right at the end. It's like I'm still in combat, and I can't find who I'm in combat with. Right, so there's one of them. Ah, a lone wandering Vaughn Tiger. There's a lot more where that one came from. Right. So map-wise, I don't think I checked in that corner for a supply. Ah, there's one there. It's not. Don't think there is. No, but there is one just behind me. Once I picked up the loot from there. Okay. Yes, there's one. You do have to explore every corner if you want all the bonuses, which, given that they give CXP. Before CXP, there was no point in going for all the bonuses unless you were just wanting things to take longer. But you get the extra CXP for the bonus itself, and then of course because you're killing more things to find the bonus items, then you get more CXP for more combat. Right, okay. Ah, I triggered that too soon. Pants. Right. Someone else got that last shot in.
Saying Darth Malgus' right-hand man is approaching Ilim. Be careful.
That's the correct wording. When you do this on the Imperial side, it says, "I hear the Darth Malgus' right hand is approaching Ilim." Well, I'm hoping the rest of his body is as well at some point, but his right-hand man, and it is a man as well. Right, so we need to search all of this because we've only got 2 of the 10. Yeah, smell things I hear in my head. Yes, I'm trying to save the Republic and potentially the galaxy from 2 separate empires right now, but in the meantime, I'm just going to take the mick out of you. Okay. How rude. That's the way out, which means we don't want to be there yet, because we need to go down the ramp, and there is, here we go, the mining supply crate number 4 is here. Right.
On the wrong girl.
Thank you for not saying that in Jar Jar's or C-3PO's voice. You're welcome. I have to be in a certain mood to do things in Jar Jar's voice. Right. Now then, is that just one of those fake corners? Where does that passage go? Not noticed that before. I wonder if that's a way back from the Vaughn Tiger bit I'm about to do. Right, anyway, I need to go up to this north passage, but we have these mining droids that have been kindly reprogrammed to stop us. Right, take out the ad first. It's not really an ad, but it kind of is. Gold Mob and Champion 2, yes. I'm so thinking I've got to survive this. I mean, in theory, you should never be able to fail what is now a story flashpoint, because of what's been kindly called the God Droid. But that doesn't mean I have managed to get out of range of the God Droid before, because it has an emergency heal on it. Gotcha. This one doesn't really class as a boss, which is annoying. It's just a champion, so you don't get a CXP bundle from that one. Same as the Gamorrean that we kindly put out of his misery earlier. Right, so things getting serious. The music has changed. So we now have 5 of these blessed things, which means there's more outside of here than I remember there being outside of here. I was going to say, never trust a really big space where there's no mobs. This battle music appears in several places in what I'd call sort of classic Old Republic. So I think it appears a few times in the War for Corellia as well. Ah, that's right. There's a handful inside this next bit. Right. It is a gold droid, it's a gold mob. And I remember to use my dots. Gotta remember on this flashpoint to actually purposefully use, well, on any flashpoint, to use my dots, because I forget normally, or because of being slightly OP most of the time, I don't need to use the dots. But any damage I can deal over time will save me a few clicks or key presses. Right, I think this guy classes as a boss, but first I'm going to scoot around, which you can do. He does have ads, I think several layers of ads as well, if I've remembered correctly.
It's not as bad as it looks.
It never is as bad as it looks, is it? I'm trying to remember with this boss that's coming up whether you actually have the luxury of standing still or not. I have a feeling there is a degree of movement needed. Yeah, Mel called that one. Right, you scavenge that thing and I'll collect the crates. Thank you very much. Right, and then the last crate is around the other side of this guy. Crate plan! Indeed. My wife would be despairing. Ha ha ha. Quickly down small cold remedy. Yep, you win that as again, Mel. It's a bit of a bummer when you interrupt one massively damaging ability and then it just has another one backed up. From missile barrage to missile fan. It's basically the same ability, just one is more of an AoE. Right, and the final bonus objective, I think it might be. Maybe not. Oh, it is, yes. Destroy the auxiliary power generator. Ah, yes, that bonus mission. Joy of joys. Okay. We'll get to that shortly. Well, I say shortly. How long will it take to get rid of this Weequay guy? Get all the buffs in while I can, because I will forget partway through this. I genuinely can't remember how many ads end up coming into this one. I'm pretty sure they respawn at some point though. Oh, pants. Ah yes, there we go. Let's... it's not like I'm gonna have an option but to take them out if they're all gonna come herring at me. Right. Just having to watch my power management. I haven't tweaked my stats yet, and I'm not going to until we hit coffee. So my alacrity is whatever my gear has automatically given me. Yeah, let's get rid of the ads. The god droid can in theory be defeated if it takes too much damage. It's got more damage than I have, so yeah. It's such a long fight. My life. It's concentration. Not watching my ability bars really closely. When's that cooldown? I probably should put the seconds onto the UI. Oh, that was a lovely death rattle. Thank you very much. Yeah, energy is getting very low. Yes, I forget. Some of my outs have it on by default, and it's only until I get partway through playing another one I'm like, why my cooldown timer's not on there? I didn't replenish my health. Which one is it gives me? None of those. Maybe it's not this class that has the energy replacement scheme. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to normal shoot. Right. Go!
It's not as bad.
Quite a few dead things. Great. Cool. Right, let me find that option before I forget, because I will otherwise. Preferences. User interface. Where is it? Where is it? Companion. Show vitals as social. Show cooldown text. Apply. I see dead mobs. No, really, I do see dead mobs. Right, it's not this section that has an optional boss, is it? No. Right. Oh, it's not really optional. The bonus is that... Oh, come on! Did I go that close to those mobs to aggro them? Well, clearly, but I didn't think I had. All the time, after a killing spree anyway. Is it the Sith warrior that gets a line that's something like, I like to have a good party after a slaughter. Right, now, this is the one we get finished for the bonus. It's the cave up on the right. Okay. And the music has changed again. Without playing the Death March, it cannot get more serious. There was one dot I've kept failing to use. I need to try and do that. And I'll get the gold mod for the Forsaken Sith Marauder. It's not really Forsaken if you have chosen to abandon the official Sith Order. You've forsaken them, not vice versa. Oh, actually, yeah, no, you're right there, Mel. We said Lord Gold Mob for Force users, didn't we? Well, exactly, he is Sith, but he has chosen to abandon that heritage right now then. Can we avoid having to shoot literally every single thing?
The base is shielded. Knock out the generators and we'll cause some damage.
Right, so that's updated the main mission log. Ingeniously marked as destroy force field generator A, B, and C. Or Ekbesh and crash. Yeah. Your Sithsters are actually quite terrifying. When I remember seeing a screenshot of them, be quite a while ago now, but they're very well created, terrifying ladies. Right. Now then, this is the final bonus. Kill stuff! As much stuff as possible. Do it, do it, do it! The only good thing about Flashpoints, and you don't get a lot of, you don't get trash items. You just get green items and above. So when it's just a blue reward, it's just a few hundred credits or something. Not exactly enough to get rich off.
Let me.
They look terrifying, but they're all light side. That's intriguing. One of those looks can be deceiving moments. Now then, if you run this flashpoint, I wouldn't call it a pro tip, it's just a tip. Get rid of all the other mobs in these corners first, because this boss makes you run around. So you don't want to aggro these in the middle of the actual boss fight on any particular difficulty. Don't make life harder on yourself if it's avoidable. Ah. Redress to Terry and Timmy impress. You can create an impression. Oops. The question is, what kind of impression? Trying to drop her down a bit. Yeah, my Jedi Shadow, who was, if I'd known how to do it when I first joined, however many years ago it is now, was supposed to be fairly force neutral, and because before the DVL switch it was quite hard to stay force neutral. From my perspective, it looked like you would just have to sort of go dark side with one decision, light side with the next, which is a little bit dual personality scenario. So I've been trying now to get his alignment down. I think he was on about light 4. Thankfully there's a big gap between light 4 and light 5, to get back to being more neutral. Oh, I must have looted that before it officially marked it as needing looted. Right, okay. We usually do that with punches, kicks and lightsabers. Sounds good to me. I'd say I love the Jedi Shadow kick ability. Right, now then, this is... Hello, pretty. I will get bounced away at some point from this. That doesn't mean I can't use my dots either. Ah, only 2 of those work on this boss, okay. Ah! It's always encouraging, not, when you aggro more than the tank droid. I wouldn't want to be the one in charge of the calculations of aggro, because the healers take more aggro because obviously they're healers and therefore they can keep everyone else alive. Tanks are supposed to hold aggro, but then also DPSs can get it because if you've got a certain level of damage, then naturally that they're not happy with that. How dare you damage me? So in a group of 3, one being a fairly good healer, one being a tank droid, and one being fairly rapid DPS, I don't know how this thing is deciding who to attack, which is probably why he keeps changing his target. Ah! I'll say, come on, Risha. Yeah, the tank droid got it. I've got the focus again now. Interestingly, Risha, my healer, is not getting much of this aggro. Intéressant. How rude. Boom, 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 boom. Gotcha, right. The most frustrating thing about light sight is when you reach level 5, it raises any points you had for the other side. Yes, I've thought that. Part of me was like, yes, that means I'm actually pure, pure light side. But it almost like going light 5 erased any of the bad things you've done, and going dark 5 erases any of the possibly good things you've done. Maybe it's something in their database that means to be pure you've got to have 0 on the other end. I don't know. She's got DS points for a reason. Yes, absolutely. Phew, right, so now we're just on core storyline, which is destroying generators A, B, and C. Huh. I thought other mobs spawned there. I'm not complaining that they haven't. Right. I think I'll need, after this, to get a drink and chocolate. Right. I was going to say, I can't see a mob in here. These are not undefended. New Imperial paratrooper, soon to be dead paratrooper. There we go. It's one of them. Someone's healing. Is there? Ah, there's a medic that I missed. Have such double standards. You're in a group, you're like, don't target me, I'm the healer in the group. And then when you go and take on the computer generated ones, you're like, I'm going to take out the healer first. I know I don't want that to happen to me, but that's irrelevant. That's different. That's me. Gamers of double standards. Right, we don't have to take out literally every mob. Right, override the security console.
Repeat, the base's shields are down. Coming in for a bombing run.
Yes, yes you are. Just don't land one of those on my head. No, we can't just walk through here. That would be easy. Haha, turn the focus to me. Too late. I'm gonna... Where's the mob we're actually fighting? Underground. Okay, I'll deal with the artillery droid then. Still have that mob underground thing happening periodically. I'm finding it more annoying though when I'm playing a healer character and it's your companion that goes underground. Because sometimes even the AoE heals don't work if the companion's underground. Gold droid! Gold droidy! Right. Now then, I think some of these are gold. One of them is gold. Let's get rid of the ads and then we'll deal with the champion. There we go. You can have a shot below the belt for that, Mr. Sith. We're just down to the one ad now, yeah. Good, right, so... See, the droid is good for aggro, but in all that time he hasn't taken much health out of our boss here. Hi Ram! Good to see you on the other side of my gaming. After these 2 flashpoints, I will want to be in Lotro later for something a little easier. Not that this is particularly difficult because you get an assistant NPC, but there's a lot of buttons to press. Right, I doubt any of these are going to be upgrades, are they? That won't be, because I've got a purple. No. Didn't think so. Just checking.
Bombs away!
Right, so I think now we're just heading to the boss fight. No, it's very true. I have to try and... I don't manage my time like I used to play what I feel like playing, but I have tried a few other games recently and realised I haven't got time for all of them. And because in Lotro I've been on some regions I've never explored before, that's kind of taken my attention a wee bit, which is fine. I think you said in one of the Twitch channels, Ram, that you've... not many games have held your attention after 80 or so hours or something of play time. Or 80 days, I can't remember what the figure was. So you must have tried quite a few in the past.
I'm tracking a stealth commander fighter. He just took out an Imperial attack wing by himself. Blast, lost him. He's headed for the base. 1,000 credits says that's Malgus' right-hand man. Careful down there.
He doesn't gamble big money, does he? 1,000 credits? Seriously? Called him before you killed him. Well done, because, yeah. I was too focused on killing him. Right, we finally get to... Lotro is the only MMO you've tried. Ah, so it must have been like a completely different type of game that you were comparing it to then. For both my MMOs, I really treat them as solo games mostly, but with an amazing social aspect. So I will chat to folks when there's people online. And occasionally group up with things. It's the social aspect that I really like. In Lotro I really like the events, which don't really... There are events in the Old Republic, but not in the same kind of way.
I foresaw your coming, but I hoped we had more time.
Why is a Voss in the middle of Darth Malgus' invasion?
My family has come to assist me.
Ah, Monsieur Saladin.
That is enough, my dear. A pleasure, Captain. Emperor Malgus spoke of your stubbornly persistent ways.
I'm sure he did.
As we speak, my assassin is delivering a message to your Republic War Council. You have failed.
What treachery is your assassin up to?
Simply put, it is unwise to gather your top leaders in one vulnerable location. Wouldn't you agree, my dear?
Yes,
So succinct. One of the Voss's many virtues. The Republic wanted only to tap their power. But Emperor Malgus respected the Voss's strength and invited them to join his new order.
Your Sith Master is only offering you to Malgus in exchange for more power.
He does not deceive.
Dalsa Ko is a mystic. Soon she will experience a vision of Voss prosperity under Emperor Malgus.
Oh, will she now? That sounds
And
convenient.
all Voss will join us.
I saw. You fought Darth Saravin. I watched and bowed to the victor.
In that case, I will fulfill your vision. In the name of Emperor Malgus.
Welcome back, Taffy.
Dalsa Ko, watch as I crush the Republic's scum.
It's okay, we've got a whole of the false Emperor Flashpoints. Once I've made myself a new drink and got some much needed chocolate. Yes, I need to watch the health of my companion in this one. And make sure that I take any aggro where possible. You can't forcibly aggro as a DPS. Not this type of DPS anyway.
With your death, the Voss will join us.
I'm a little bit too close for comfort there. Where's he gone? Flipping stealthing out. Right, in which case I definitely need the dots. Right, there we go. I can use those two on a boss.
Diplomacy doesn't permit much bloodshed.
Diplomacy doesn't permit much bloodshed, you think? Hi Flea Taxi, good to see you. I'm trying to glance at chat, but this is one of those bosses even in a solo flashpoint that does in fact take health out of you and your companion. And he seems definitely intent on taking...
You'll never stop my assassin from executing your supreme commander.
Oh dear.
I grow tired of your impertinence.
What about your impertinence? Ah, finally he decided I'm the one you should be targeting. Yeah, that took you a while. Yeah, that's not exactly a win for AI, is it? Right. How much does he stealth? How many buffs does a sharpshooter get? Where's he gone? Darn it. Need to use my own shielding.
Not as bad as it looks.
And
Dalsa
yes,
Ko, I have failed you.
Today, the Voss mourn the passing
yay!
of a man.
Darth Saravin lied to your people and was responsible for thousands of deaths here on Ilum.
You cannot understand.
This is Cole Kantaros. Good work taking the stealth fighter, but the attack on the Supreme Commander, it explains their radio silence. I'll get you back there ASAP, but first we need to deal with the rest of Malgus' allies. What's your call?
Spare us, and my people join the Republic.
Show Malgus' supporters the kindness of the Republic. And Cole, no rough stuff.
Not a problem.
My family thanks you.
Even if we'd rather serve a Sith.
Are just as grateful. Let's hope you can reach the Supreme Commander in time.
Okay, what was that we got? Random decoration. A large crystal formation. Oh, that's where I got my large crystal formation decoration from last time. Okay. So, we need to get back to... We'll do the story bit in between flashpoints. And then I have a very empty mug. So I'll get myself a drink, and then we'll do the False Emperor. I've had a large crystal formation for absolutely ages in one of my strongholds. I could not remember where it came from. Must only come from... It can't drop every time you do that flashpoint, can it? I don't know, someone else might have input on that one. Excuse me. Yes, because it must be pretty much every time you do it, because it's not part of. My second thought was, I wonder if it's because it's part of the Ilum storyline, but it was the actual Flashpoint mission that I just turned in there, so it must have been from that. Right, so let's get repairs. Can we do that down here? Yes, get repairs. There are a few decorations that drop randomly. Are there? I don't run it that often. Is that the same as the planetary drop? Yes, exactly the same. Right. Right, let's grab... As we just leveled up, let's see what's in these crates. We have a little bit of a lag going on, have we? Yay! We'll have that, please. Gotta watch, sometimes these kind of crates have use relics, and anytime I pick them up, I just fail completely to use them. GSI reputation, I will claim that. Is that belt an upgrade? Yes, so let's claim that then. And I'll deal with the rest later. There we go. Right, story is through this door here. Right, cool. Oh, hello. Thanks, Mel.
Is everyone all right?
Captain, thank goodness you're all right.
Malgus tried to kill us. Our guards stopped Darth Saravin's assassin, but they couldn't stop his bomb.
Darth Saravin wanted you all dead. If he'd succeeded...
Thank you, but we mustn't let this tragedy distract us from the mission. Cole reported your seizure of Darth Saravin's stealth fighter. As suspected, the coordinates to Malgus's hidden base are on its computer.
Unfortunately, they're encrypted. Rather than waste days decoding them, we've worked up a quick fix.
We've placed a homing beacon on your stealth fighter. Cole will fly you to Malgus's station, and the Republic fleet will follow.
What's my goal when I enter the station?
Find Darth Malgus and stop him.
No
by
pressure.
Whatever means necessary. Report to Kantaras. He'll fly you right to Darth Malgus's doorstep.
Good luck out there, Captain. You're gonna need it.
Don't send a Jedi with me. No, you and your blaster, off you go. Face a scary ass Sith. Right, in which case, I need to stop my drink, get some chocolate, so I'll be back in 5 minutes, get the kettle on, and we will reconvene and do the False Emperor as soon as I get back. So, I'll see you in a few minutes. I have a new drink. I have Remnant Easter egg. So, that should be enough. Hopefully. One thing we'll have to think about fairly soon is what I'm going to do after Battle of Ilum, because we'll still have about an hour of stream time, potentially. Half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. And I hadn't planned far enough in advance to know what I was going to do with that 3/4 of an hour. We could kickstart the Makeb storyline. Maybe. Because all I'm going to do on Makeb for streaming purposes will follow the core storyline. Because it's a huge planet to do anything else, really. But hey, first we've got a Darth whatever to take out.
I heard what Saraven did. It's just terrible. But worse will happen if we don't stop Malgus soon. However things turn out, it's good to know I'm fighting alongside the best.
If you're having second thoughts, I'd be happy to take the pilot seat.
And have you smash us into the side of Ilum? No thanks.
Thanks for the confidence.
Homing beacon secure. We're good to go. Next stop, Darth Malgus' space station.
Yeah. All wanting Darth Malgus' space station, please disembark now. This is the terminus. Hello. When graphics are slightly slow to load. Okay. That should be my droid. Yes. So the door we're headed for is over here. This initial onslaught, I think, is quite trying, because these droids are quite hard hitting. Have I got my GSI droid? Yes, indeed I have. Good. And welcome back to you as well, Mel. I'm not allowed caffeine this time of day, so I just have hot black currant.
You're gonna live.
Yeah, there were two of these, and I didn't call either of them. Probably should have. Oh, I have that. We're not going to scavenge anything on this flashpoint. Sometimes on this flashpoint I have the companion does not want to scavenge problem. I had to go even earlier than that fleet taxi again to try and help with improving sleep, so I've got to try and not have it after 1 or 2 PM. Not because I go to bed early, but because it actually takes 12 hours for caffeine to get out of your body. Chocolate I'm eating has caffeine in it, but I used to drink far too much coffee. So now I have decaf tea and decaf coffee in the house, which I would have said were innately pointless up until realistically having to do it.
With the right application of technology, the impossible comes to life. We can travel faster than light. We can construct an entire fleet in weeks. And we can make the visible invisible. So when you see my engineers performing feats that make the Force look like child's play, remember that anything is possible.
large cup of coffee and go to sleep easily. So can my father-in-law even. He will have a huge mug of coffee, fully caffeinated, preferably strong, and fall asleep. I think for me it wasn't always just the falling asleep, it's the quality of sleep is bad anyway with fibro. And caffeine would just make me even more restless. No, the companion doesn't want to scavenge, and I can't be bothered with dismissing. So yeah, I'm envious of people that can have coffee and have no impact whatsoever on their sleep. Because that's not me. I'll try not to think that you're rubbing it in. Large crystal formation. Seriously? 270,000 credits for a large crystal formation. I might actually try that simply because I haven't felt like decorating a stronghold in forever. Probably should, because I don't think I'm using the max available bonus for conquest. Well, we can have a look after this flashpoint what the prices are on Darth Malgus. Darth whatever. I kept this... Yeah, it's not even bound, so you can... It's not bound to character or even legacy, so you can trade it. When you run... Oh, Marrow's not in the room at the moment. When you run this one, the mobs take out first is the commanders, because they have the armor penetrating rounds. Oh, excuse me, hello. Just get a Sith running at me. Darth whatever, indeed. He soon will be Darth whatever. Oh, I should have said actually you should take the medic out first, but I hadn't spotted there was a medic. My observation skills are going downhill. Right.
The Trandoshans' capacity for warfare is remarkable. Your Republic's disinterest in their species led them right into my care. Thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I can't deny that the Republic were not interested in alien. It used to be you think the Empire was the one that was against aliens, but even on Coruscant you find groups of aliens that have been ousted and disenfranchised, if you like, by the Republic. So the Republic's no better, really. Completed special bounty hunter. Oh, I'd like to see a particular themed stronghold. I usually have to like theme the rooms, so I might have like a storage room, a trade room, a bar, cantina kind of area. Where's Risha? I'm not being healed at the moment. Where is Risha? Is she gone underground? Since the changes to Conquest, it's only the number of strongholds that counts, not complete. Oh, I thought it was partially how complete they were as well. I need to resummon my companion. You don't get heals from underground.
Hi.
6 empty.
It's not as bad as it looks.
I've only got 4, I think. I have 4, of which 3 are decorated. This was emptied because I needed all the decorations to do my Manan stronghold. Oh, to anyone who's mostly a Lotro player, strongholds in the Old Republic are the equivalent to homesteads. I did see they were talking about making changes so that people weren't just having strongholds full of chairs. Of course, why you'd then give a bonus for starting empty strongholds, I don't know. I suppose you have to pay out credits for the privilege. Oh, sure, Taffy. I have been on Starforge this week. I'm not on as much as I'd like to be on. because I work on 2 servers. I play on 2 servers, and I always sort of forget. Oh, can't get my head around which server I should be playing on, if there is such a thing. Right, we're nearly at the first annoying boss that I could get right, or I could fall off this bridge and have to start again. So that'll be fun. I never claim to get it right all the time. I think this boss also ignores hunker down, which is supposed to protect you from movement impairment, but I think this boss ignores that. Now, in theory, if I stay on this end of the bridge, if he punches me, I should stay. I'm not in range for the... No, I don't like the auto roll thing. Right. Right, let's go. Definitely want to get rid of those because they take out your armor some. And yes, I'm being targeted by the boss at the moment, but I still don't want the armor penetration rounds firing in my direction. Right, good. Now we can take out, or attempt to take out the boss. Yes, I thought he attempted to punch you. This is not as annoying as the bounty hunter boss that you have to fight, which I still haven't got my head around after don't know how many runs. I just keep reprogramming the guns and hoping for the best.
Just heard from the Supreme Commander. The Republic fleet is on its way.
No, is not an upgrade. Okay.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Oh, I missed an assembly console. Yes. Let's grab one of those. It's part of a bonus. The other bonus we've got here is needs to defeat, annihilate, kill, maim permanently. Insert other word for removing the life from somebody. 40 of them. But we still need to disable weapons consoles, which I think are on the next deck.
These vessels will shape the galaxy on invisible wings. Such greatness is only attained by the marriage of Anomen engineering and the Foundry. A few upgrades and the Foundry droids can process Adegan crystals and construct stealth squadrons in record time. Darth Malgus united our technologies, as he will unite the galaxy.
Yes, Mel, good point. No, it's not bad, but I already have something good equipped in that slot. And actually, the stat gear has only just started to improve, because pre-command crates, the stat gear did look horrible, so it really was as bad as it looked. I think in those months the developers or designers just took a break and decided, that'll do. We want people to buy from the cartel market, so we won't design stat gear anymore. Thankfully that changed with the command crate stuff. I'm being slightly cynical, but there's probably an element of truth in it anyway. Right. To people who came in fairly recently, I'm still attempting to find out when I can stream LOTRO. It's just been challenging with either my pain levels or NJ being quite demanding to get the right time slot. I have Mystics. I've not streamed for about 3 weeks from LOTRO, possibly longer. But I need to do it when I'm not going to be interrupted. Oh, and to anyone who just plays LOTRO here, this extra group member is the equivalent of getting inspiration in LOTRO. Now then, oh, it's this boss. Right, I need to down some liquid. Was probably more of not bothering while they redesigned the delivery system for stat upgrades. Yeah, maybe. Still but ugly though. Right, now then. This is the one where I will look completely clueless, because I am.
Maybe you can use the station's defenses against them.
I just periodically change these
Emperor Malgus says hello.
Guns and hope for the best. Now then, he hasn't put his shield up yet. Do we have to deal some damage and then trigger the things? Yeah, he hasn't got his shield up yet, so we can get a bit of damage in here. Albeit not a lot by the time he puts his... where's the console? Shooting myself otherwise. Ah, now his shield's up. Pants. Inspiration does not end. Extra party member. Yeah, this is an extra party member, but it's so powerful that it's effectively as good as inspiration. It helps on what would be difficult content when you need to solo it for, well, in this case for solo stuff, but you can redo this Flashpoint. His shield is still up. I think that's what most of us do on this one. Hope for the best. I've never yet figured out what gets rid of his shield. It just it randomly comes down at some point. And all I've got to try and do is not take too much damage. Where's my healer? Let me get back to my healer. Okay, she's stunned. Now I'm stunned. Great. But he's still at 80% health. Yeah, I know he has a powerful shield. I don't know why it's... I think you just have to keep hammering him with these guns, and then eventually something happens. I think once I have fallen down here, the worst boss have to repeat, not because it's difficult, but because it's annoying. By the way, you can use those consoles while stunned. That might be a bug in the system. Thank you.
Cray was among the first to join me. He will become a martyr, and others will flock to continue his fight.
He was one of the first to join you, and he's one of the first to no longer be joining you. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll get rid of his... He puts up his shield more often than that, but... Yeah, thanks, Mel. The really fun will be Malgus himself, to see whether he resets partway through the fight. Yay! We're still on a couple of bonuses. We need 22 more random forces and 6 weapons consoles. Now I think the weapons consoles are on the next level. I think they're up onto when you get up here.
Let me.
I think. Yes, so there's one. What's fun to do if you have a pushback ability you can use while moving, thinking Consular and Inquisitor, is to just go and bung all these people off the bridge. Not really safe to do with the pushback that I've got here. Yeah, I definitely need to improve this character's alacrity when I get around to tweaking stats. Cooldowns seem to be taking longer than I would want them to. Kill stuff and blow up other stuff. Yep, exactly. While an animate hologram watches you do it. Great.
Upgraded turbo blazers replaced last generation turrets. Specialized flux cannons can disintegrate capital ships with a single blast. But most importantly, we installed state-of-the-art stealth technology. This station is completely invisible. From the skies, our empire will unite the galaxy, and Darth Malgus will be our emperor.
Good for you. He's less likely to reset if you keep him up near the throne. I tend to take him up near the throne in the first place because it gives me less chance of being pushed. Because he has an overload ability. I can't remember what it's called. Infinite power, something like that, where he pushes you off the bridge. So I tend to try and aggro him up the ramp in the first place. Try. If the GSI droid doesn't get in the way. But do those flux cannons require flux capacitors? Ah.
Let me.
I discovered after doing these kind of flashpoints after Knights of the Fallen Empire was released that when you're fighting Archon at the end of Kotfi, no, at the end of chapter 9 of Kotfi, he has the same. They didn't record a new pain sound for Archon, they just used one of their banked ones. Maybe the voice actor didn't want to go around going, ah! 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 That's got to make for a fun recording day in the studio, right? Right, we need 3 more of those thingy whatsits. Weapons consoles. Wanted to aggro that before he walked much further up there, else you end up with all the mobs. Which, although not a massive problem, is annoying. Yeah, I thought there were fewer gold mobs in this compared to Battle of Ilum, but there still seems to be quite a few of them hanging around. Ah, fumbling. On the other hand, FPs aren't complete without numerous gold mobs. No, very true. It's an element of challenge, or at least an element of time usage. I'll have to hope there's some more of those weapons consoles on the next deck.
Republic fleet is here. Good to see you, boys.
Don't remember.
You're gonna live.
I thought it was different consoles once you got up to this deck. Clearly not. No, because there's some. Okay. One, two, three, go. I'm getting tab happy. A rewired extermination droid. Did it just not exterminate well enough beforehand? There's some huge stompy droid things you have to take out soon. Is that everything? Yes. And we've got another bonus stage. What we got? Override the command consoles. That's why I thought it was the next level, but we need to pick up one more of those weapons consoles.
You are in the power core, the brain of this space station.
They salvaged a Dalek.
A member of the Schism Collective turned back. This place is not for you.
Oh, I think I missed. There's a great screenshot opportunity on this space station where you get the concentric circles of the cannon. Oh, Risha decided she doesn't mind. There's a lot of detail in these flashpoints that certainly when you're trying to just rush through content you can easily miss. There's also a long, big and huge drop there if you fancy falling to your death. If nothing else, they're extermination droids. Right, Schism Collective Protocol droid, prototype droids. Protocol droids. I'm going to kill you, but going to be very polite about it. Like C-3PO and
This is your last mistake.
The Clone Wars. I'm so sorry about all this. It's kind of brutal. Not a fan of that battle droid when playing a tank because the droid thinks he's a tank. Yes, he is. Yeah, I think I've seen some people say they sometimes attempt to dismiss the droid. Can you dismiss this battle droid? I can't say. Or they purposely choose a higher difficulty so they haven't got it. Because yeah, he doesn't do much damage, but he does pull the aggro most of the time. I thought someone said they'd found a way of dismissing this battle droid, the GSI droid. Can't see how if you can, because I'm not getting any menu on right click. Right. Let him die and don't resummon him. Yeah, that would be one way. I suppose you can't even sort of push him over an edge because
look around you. This station's power is a testament to the Animid's
they're immune to your own
The
abilities.
Republic claimed the Schism Collective's experiments were repulsive and turned them away. How fatally short-sighted.
Yeah. Great minds think alike, and fools never differ. Choose your proverbs carefully. Oh, someone's left. There you go. And then this is just a standalone bonus, I think, this weapons consoles, yeah. There we go. So now we're just on the staged bonus, which has a very annoying boss to it. Fools can be surprisingly inventive. Always good to know that they can surprise people. Sometimes if you enter, get the droid, then leave the flashpoint. When you go back in, you have to manually... yeah, that might be a way around it, of course. Because flashpoints are standalone. If you want to be without the droid, I suppose you'd have to leave at the start of the flashpoint. I don't know whether you can do it part way through a flashpoint or not. It would be a bit weird if you could. But hey, I've not tried to get around the system, so... At least as a DPS, certainly on my range DPS, I don't mind him taking the aggro. Because although it makes it look easy, it's still quite a lot of clicking and button pressing. So the least aggro I can take, the better.
These stealth fighters are giving the fleet trouble. I've blasted my share, but they keep coming.
Stretch my hands. Reactor control room.
Here, let me.
Did you think I wouldn't notice you sauntering through my territory?
Sauntering.
My holo message strictly stated that the power core is the domain of the Schism Collective. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. That's the sound of my flux cannons incinerating one of your capital ships. Shall I do it again?
You've had plenty of fun already.
What? You? This battle station is the galaxy's greatest technological marvel, and it's all made possible by animate genius, by the Schism Collective.
Schism you.
Silence, meatbag.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten he was in here. It has been a while since I've run this FP.
Your upgrades.
Statement. I'm HK-47, commander of the Foundry and personal exterminator to Emperor Malgus. My master activated me ahead of schedule to eliminate the Republic Organic.
Watch it, scrap heap.
One false move and Arcus here will never be able to put you back together.
Advisory. Foolish bravado will only make your demise more painful. Stand clear, scientist. Assassination protocols engaged.
But I like foolish bravado! Discovered when you... yeah. Bosses are a great time to use the Unity Legacy ability. Reduces damage for a short while.
Advisory. Prepare to die.
Oh, is this the one where it says, your organic flailings amuse me?
Your organic flailings amuse me.
Oh, I remembered that way too well. HK-47 is so much better than a HK-55. I'm sorry, but he is. We apologise for the inconvenience. You are about to be severed from your life. Oh, a moving... stupid. People should do that in, like, boxing rings, shouldn't they? Commentary. Your organic flailings amuse me. He never finishes that sentence either. My upgrades have perfected my assassinate. Great. How long am I knocked out for? 9 seconds. Whenever you're ready, thank you very much. I need to step back. Did you say you'd only just missed out, Mel? I mean, you can get HK-47 if you haven't already. You have to pick up the quest line from... I'm just trying not to die, so I don't want to make HK's day. Bell Service, Section X. So you can get HK-47. Not 47, 51, sorry, you're right, I got the model number incorrect. Yeah. Running Oracle a few times, yeah. The HK-51 storyline is actually really good.
Warning! Severe damage sustained. Systems failing.
Oh, can we go on, scavenge HK-47? Yes. If you're a scavenger, that's just like an in-your-face kind of moment. The Theoretica, no, I was trying to remember its name. It's always hard for me to think about a different mission compared to the one I'm in. But yeah, the Theoretica is, on the one hand, great, and on the other hand, there's one room you can get locked in, and I'm pretty sure there's no way out other than die of a lack of oxygen. And it takes a long time, and you're mostly in the dark as well in the Theoretica. So I do like puzzle stuff when, like true puzzle missions, when BioWare have done them. Which the Theoretica is a pure puzzle thing, realistically. There's a couple of decent fights in it, but yeah. Now then, there's quite a few of these guns around here, aren't there? And they've got technicians. Okay, great. Let's grab that gun and try and take out that. Oh, that jumping puzzle I have to do multiple times if I do the Theoretica, because I have very little spatial awareness in real life and in any games. And it's a long way back if you have to start that jumping puzzle again. Do any of you remember a room that you can get locked in that it says you've only got a limited number of seconds to get out of that room, and I've never yet found a way out, apart from the fact that me and timed missions are like mortal enemies in any game. And so I got stressed at, you might die if your timer runs out.
My beautiful machines ruined because of you. Emperor Malgus would be furious. He'll disown the Schism Collective or worse. Unless you put in a word for us with the Republic.
Disable the station shields and I'll mention your cooperation to the Supreme Commander.
Of course. It will take some clever slicing, but that's my specialty. Schism Collective, this is Arcus World. Evacuate the space station and surrender to the Republic. Our time here is up.
Yep, same's in.
And to commemorate our newfound friendship, I'll program our flux cannons to fire on the stealth armada. Just a few more minutes.
Oh, we'll get to we'll be doing the entirety of Shadow of Revan, so we will get some of that comedy duo time as well. But yeah, no, and it's really hard in talking about that 5-minute boss. It's really hard to get him to go underneath the fire thingies when you've got the GSI droid, because he aggroes the thing and doesn't go in the he doesn't use tactics. Oh, hi, Secret. There's a box you have to move on the side of the door, interact with the thing behind it a few times, and use the trash pile on the room, then interact with the door panel. There's a box you have to move on the side of the door, interact with the thing behind it a few times, then use the trash pile on the other side in the room. That's no wonder I've never got out of that room then, is there?
The station's cannons are firing on the stealth armor.
And by the way, hi,
Whatever
Secret.
you did, it's working.
Yeah, I think on my last Theoretica run I was like, I've just got to be aware of which room that is, because I think you don't actually need anything out of that room, so it's just literally a trap. I need to do that storyline again. The only thing is with the however billions of companions there are now, you have to invest in their influence, so it kind of puts me off getting another companion. Only found out because you used the guide. Well, that's like, I think that's most of us, apart from the poor people who investigate these things as soon as they're released and have to die 300 times and then write a guide that all of the subsequent gamers rely on. I'm wondering whether I've passed all the command consoles, or not any of them. Maybe not any of them. This one might be the first one. I've not been paying attention.
Come here, ugly.
I'm not quick enough on interrupts. Oh, yes. Towards the back end of this flashpoint, i.e. here on in, you end up in combat for much longer than you actually are in combat, and then you suddenly see extra CXP float up from the floor. I'm wondering if there's like mobs underneath that fall, so like 5 CXP there, and there, and there. But I haven't actually shot anything. Happens every time you run this flashpoint. One of those bugs not important enough to fix things. Which is fair enough. They're all guarded by at least one of those gold droids, and isn't this one, or one of them down there, guarded by 2 of them as well? Not this one. There's another one somewhere I think has 2 of them. I'm not sure I did get the console. Oh, I did. No, it went to. I've got 1 to 6. Okay. I don't remember. I did it a few seconds ago. I have an appalling memory. It was comforting when we went to see the comedy show by the lady who has a lady who has fibro. Fair to say, I have actually memorised most of my show, but I have prompts to remind me for when I forget, because fibro messes with your memory. Hail to the brave dead adventurers who write guides that enable us to run stuff. Yes, indeed. And yes, flea taxi and fibro fog, or for other conditions where they don't have fibro, it's just called brain fog, but yes. Pays homage to brave dead adventurers. They died so that we might live. We honour their brave sacrifice by not ignoring their advice. All hail and long may they be remembered. And other superfluous and superlative language. Condrus Berani. Yeah, exactly, Secret. The HK51 storyline, I think I think I'd use a guide for the Theoretica, but I could never find that escape room solution, hence just trying to avoid it. But I did have to find a guide for the actual Theoretica because I was just so lost. Below the Belt does not have a short enough cooldown for my liking. Oh, blue thingy. Nope, I'm wearing a blue thingy already. Most of the flashpoints are during DVL, and I've just started to run again. Yeah, interesting. I realised that yesterday the agent I'm currently doing the storyline for, haven't done the Vector romance since that DVL event. And now DVL's like part of the core system. A load of members will be going, there was a DVL event. Welcome back, Marrow. Right, we need 3 more of those blessed consoles. I feel like we shut down half the space station already. It's a good concept though, the Theoretica, definitely. And HK51 does take some of the older companion gifts as well, so you haven't got to just give him some of the more expensive ones. So I think he takes some of the weaponry, etc., that are lower level gifts that newer droid companions are not interested in. We're gonna have at least half an hour, possibly 3/4 of an hour stream after this flashpoint. Should we just go ahead and start the story of Makeb? I'm trying to think how best to use that period of time. Speculations on the new upcoming race. I'm sure that's getting a lot of attention. Yeah, I don't know. What are the ones that have been suggested? It's got to be a basic speaking race for a start. So none of the ones that nearly always speak an alien language. I've heard rumours of a potential extra race as well. Nautilon is one I would like to see. I'm not fussed about Dethroning, but Nautilon is ripe for it. Here's the one that's guarded by 2 gold mobs. Gold mob, gold mob. I knew there was one somewhere. The only place where I see lots of Dethronings in the game is on Hoth. Quite why, I don't know. But you very rarely see a good Dethroning. They're nearly always, not necessarily evil, but mean. The nearest one is Galt, who is very, very mean, but at least he has a sense of humour. Nautilon I would like to see. But what I'd really like with these tendril species is the ability to use hoods, which you can't use on... got my... Togrutas. Togrutas and you can't use hoods on, for example. They're so... depends on your approach. It's because they haven't got humanoid eyes. Nautilons. They are an alien species in how they look, I suppose. Yes, White Moor on Hoth have loads of Dethronings. A life of crime in a planet-sized freezer. What? How? The life choices could not be more attractive. Guardian tank, telekinesis stage and commando, hammer station twice. Hahaha. Well done. That last boss is quite difficult in anything other than story, isn't it? Was you say veteran? Yeah. The original recruitment commission. Yes. It is. They did the Galt recruitment mission very, very well. I'm missing a command console. There it is. I was going to say, I want to do the optional boss. Yes, I remember Mario saying he wanted a Trandoshan. The problem is you don't get any basic speaking Trandoshans. So all the NPC Trandoshans speak their own language. So it's got to be a species that is known for speaking basic. Telekinetics, favourite consular spec. Yes, it probably... If I was going to roll another one, it would be the same. I have done a telekinesis stage. I do like my shadows, however, but they are harder to play with my hands. Thrago wanted to kill Galt so bad. Yeah, he inspires that kind of affection, doesn't he? Right, now then. I think on the veteran version of this you have a bit more of a challenge, whereas I think on the solo one we can just ping off console 1, turning my own volume down a bit because I think I'm yelling. Turn down console 2. I tried Lightning Sork once, but it's so noisy. It's such a noisy spec. That it gave me headaches, so I had to respec my Sork completely. You're a little bit too close, Mr. Sith Entity. I want to try, actually, there's a trait tree on both Jedi Guardian and on Sith Sork that I've never tried before. Oh no, it's Sith Warrior I've never tried before, but it probably applies to Sork as well. Because I only ever done Heals, Sorcerer, or I have tried Lightning Sork, for example. There's another, I can't remember what the third trait tree is, or whatever they call it in this game. I do have minstrels in, although I'm actually finding my wardens shout a lot more than my minstrels. I've pondered adding the some of the screaming sounds to my filters actually in Lotro. Oh, you mean you can't below the bell to Sith Entity? Why not? No, you may not force heal yourself. Bring the real Sith Entity back. With the real Sith Entity, please stand up. Nothing there. Yeah, exactly. One of these is a healer. Which one's the healer? Oh, it doesn't tell you. They're all the same classification. Are you healing them? Yes, you're the one that's trying to heal them. Interestingly, that Sith Entity is using a Jedi healing technique. They don't look like very benevolent Sith to me. The only thing that really annoys me about this fight is when you fight it, the boss respawns back. I suppose it's like you can't actually kill a spirit, you only defeat it for a time. There you go. Oh look, he's back again. He, it. Hard to tell. Right, where's Risha? Ugh, I'll see if Risha comes back. I can't have her underground when we hit Malgus. Which sadly we can't do, because we can't get close enough to Malgus to slap him. More's the pity. No, the mini is shouty, but Warden just seems to just take it another level. Right. The new Imperial Guard looks suspiciously similarly dressed to the old Imperial Guard. Do you not have a fashion budget, Malgus? I thought image mattered to you. Right. Just giving my hands a bit of a rub because we're not far off throne room stage now.
You're gonna live.
Yeah, I always thought with Minstrel that it seems to be until, and I think we've had this discussion previously, that until you build up several abilities to a great crescendo, your most powerful musical abilities are yelling. Yes. They haven't finished it yet. Are you talking about they haven't finished the new uniforms? Yeah, maybe not. Getting quite tired after doing these 2 flashpoints. Right. More chocolate. Oh, and by the way, I'm being attacked. Yes. No, I want the higher ground. Ah! That's exactly what I want to avoid with Malgus, because that will be a restarting of the entire. Enjoy your sport, Marrow. Thanks for joining. Look after yourself. You enjoy running around and I'll enjoy sitting here for a bit longer. At least a dwarf when he actually says something most of the time when he shouts. I don't think I've ever run a dwarf minstrel. At least the high elf, at least you get some. 1 in 3 is something fancy. Does a dwarf mini yell Baruch Khazad? Because it seems a bit of a strange one to do for a minstrel.
Approach, Captain. Watch your fleet's final moments.
They do have the high elf dance, and the very pretty rolls forward if you jump down slightly too high.
Even without our flux cannons, my stealth fighters are crippling your pathetic armada. Soon the Republic's failure will be complete, and nothing will stand in the way of the new Empire.
You've sacrificed everything to build this new Empire. And for what?
For the Empire, of course. It must survive, even if that means burning it to the ground and forging one anew from the ash.
Warning. Shields shutting down. Station defenses offline.
Arcus Woad. Well played.
You're welcome.
Scared, huh? Figures.
I will teach you respect.
No, you'll teach me having electricity coursing through my body. Thank you for charging my blaster for me.
Emergency.
Take one for the Woad.
Safety overrides disengaged. Power core set to self-destruct.
This station will explode, consuming your entire fleet. And from the wreckage of the once mighty Republic, A new empire will be born.
Doesn't have to end this way, Malgus.
I, and only I, can stop the meltdown at any time. Kill me and your precious fleet is lost. Come. Show me the strength of your Republic.
Is this like show? Right, I need to aggro you up.
For the new empire.
Come up here. And now we have to go as fast as we can, if I remember right, to stop him from resetting. He will come... Oh, flip. Is Risha okay? Yes. I need to watch for his channeled abilities, because they are actually more
You
damaging.
certainly made my job easier.
What's he doing over there? Oh, he's targeting my healer. Yes, thank you. You come up here. Come up here. And now it'd be really nice if my healer came back up here as well. Thank you.
I haven't enjoyed myself this much since the sacking of Coruscant. Enough games.
He likes his life day sack. Did Risha just... Oh, she came back up here, but to be strangled. Oh, that's better than us sitting on the edge, I suppose. Ah. Here, Malky, Malky, Malky. There's a good boy.
Feel an emperor's wrath.
Emperor of precisely nothing, or soon to be. Do you know what gets me about the Anakin versus Obi-Wan thing? Is right at the start, Obi-Wan says, only the Sith deal in absolutes, which is an absolutist statement. Therefore, technically, Obi-Wan has just called himself a Sith. Oh, yes he has.
I should have killed you on Ilum when I had the chance.
Well, he's saying that now that you're nearly half defeated, hmm? Ah. This is when there's the risk of him resetting when he gets down to this sort of low health. It would be really annoying. It's even more annoying if you've used your... Oh, I should be fine.
As will your Republic fleet.
If you've used your heroic moment, which I've not used in either of these flashpoints, and you get so close to being dead. Ah, 76% health. Gotcha. Yay! My hands need a break.
Dead. Darth Malgus is dead. I won't let you miss the celebration. Get to the hangars. I'll see you there.
If you're gonna have a party, I wanna be there. Yay!
Warning. Estimated blast radius 1.9
Thank you, folks. Oh, and another decoration.
2.4 kilometers. Reactor
I think
overhead.
exiting area looks like a
Primary
very,
systems
very
failing.
wise move.
Meltdown imminent.
Statue of the Emperor. Might have to see if they're actually selling for anything worthwhile on Darth whatever server, which is what I'm on. Okay, we're gonna have at least half an hour. Because we've done the Ilum storyline. So we may as well trigger the Makeb story. As that will be most of the focus. I don't know how long Makeb takes if you only focus on the actual storyline. I never do. I nearly do everything. Right, let's not accidentally trigger the same flashpoint again, shall we? Repairs, please.
Welcome to our market, potential customer.
I'm coming to sell you things, so that makes you my potential customer. Yep, statue of the Emperor. Decoration from that. I've only done it once on each faction so far. Yeah, you kind of take your time, which is cool. I take my time more in Lotro, which is why I'm only just starting Mirkwood. The first part of Mirkwood. Right, what's in our command stash now then? Apart from it taking ages to load. I'm just gonna... I don't want a sub Taroth, thank you very much. Another Taroth. Initiative package. No, I'm not trading critical for accuracy. Disintegrate. Disintegrate. Okay, nothing exciting. As is the case with most command crates. Yes, it is. Ram just finished Mirkwood Epic. You've overtaken me then, but the thing is I do everything in each region. At least on my main, I do everything in each region. My second main's Guardian, so I'm doing what is necessary in each region. They're quite enjoyable, those flashpoints. So, at least in story mode.
Picked up Malgus's lightsaber and melted the statue's base, sending it crashing down onto Malgus.
Incredible.
And
Smuggler,
inaccurate.
join us. I had no idea someone of your... well, your fight with Darth Malgus certainly sounds impressive.
There I was, blaster in each hand, sidestepping force attacks when Malgus lost his cool. But not me. I took the shot, and that's all she wrote.
It's time we celebrate this momentous victory. The false Emperor is dethroned. Darth Malgus is no more.
We now have the real Emperor, yes. Care to reward your hero?
How about a little something extra for all my hard work?
Of course. Take care of it, Bradber. As always, the Republic must carry on. Our fleet requires repairs, and we must salvage what we can from the Emperor's destroyed station.
But first, the savior of the Republic deserves our praise.
Indeed. Enjoy this victory and the peace that follows.
The 5 minutes between expansion packs. Okay, and because Mel is such a good influence, and because I will need to make sure I make a clip of, I'm stood a bit too close for slapping. That looked like I was trying to go in for a hug, and I'm not. There we go. Happy? She deserves it. What I want to do between streams is come up with a new outfit for Makeb plus Shadow of Revan. Right, we've all been auto-bestowed. Well, I'm not sure what it's called in the Old Republic. I'm used to Lotro's terminology more than the Old Republic's now. With the start for... yeah, Makeb, Rise of the Hutt Cartel Prelude. Fine. So, which way is the way out? Eastern Ice Shelf, I think, isn't it? Oh, they're both Eastern Ice Shelf. Not helpful. I think it's this entrance. Yes. Great. Map. Yes, shuttle. There we go. Needs a pirate outfit for Rishi. The thing is, Rishi gives you a pirate outfit. The early stage of Rishi gives you an actual pirate hat and outfit.
It's not as bad as it looks.
I should have done your ship. Why did I just press
It's
what I
not
did?
as bad as it looks.
I wasn't thinking. Where's your brain gone, FJ? I didn't press your ship. Oh, I've gone to the orbital station. That's fine. Let's do it this way. Could be worse. Where is you, the smuggler hangar? Yes. Good. Yeah. It is ugly, yeah, and it's... I mean, whether I just go back and just maybe find a better hat, whether I just go back to her... this one. The Bold Hellion one for Rishi. And maybe add the hat from Rishi. It's going to be confusing. I'm going to have Risha and Rishi when I get to that planet, and they're going to refer to completely different things. Yes, also true, Zen. Yeah. Well, you get through some of the storyline, you get sort of level 1 upgrade, which are not anymore, because you hit Rishi well before... Well, you hit level 70 well before Rishi. But it used to be... You did the first few quests on Rishi, and then you got a level 1 upgrade, and then when you got deeper into the expansion, you got... They looked suspiciously similar. But there were better mods in them. Phew. Cool. Let's keep going then. In Makeb, I just intend to do the core storyline. Let's have a quick look. See how stingy people on Darth Malgus are for selling these. So, Statue of the Emperor. Cheapest is 350,000 credits, but someone's trying to sell it for 1 million. And this large crystal formation, 279,000, so very, very similar to whichever server it was that you mentioned it early on. Pierce looked cute in that outfit, or at least as cute as Pierce can look. Pierce is a great character. Right. So... Yeah, before we do the Comfy, we should probably do the things like Oricon story as well, because that actually does have a story to it. But I've never done the operation on that. Starforge, yeah, that's right. Right, Trouble in Paradise, Makeb. Let the Wookiee win! Do you not know that?
Please stand by for a priority communication from Supreme Chancellor Leontine Suresh of the Galactic Republic.
Captain, congratulations again on your defeat of the Void Wolf. I require a moment of your time to discuss matters of galactic security.
I didn't do it, I swear.
If this is about missing valuables, or some kind of illegal enterprise operating in Republic space, I have no idea why you're calling me.
Your knowledge of shadow economies is the asset I seek. I require expert help with a particular breed of criminal.
Shadow
the cartel
economies.
has invaded Republic space and seized the planet Makeb. We will respond to this unprovoked act of aggression in full force. My War Council will be convening on Keylander Station in the Makeb system. I ask that you join us immediately.
I'll set a course for the Makeb system right now.
Jorgen looked uncomfortable in the Rishi pirate outfit. Yeah, it's not exactly standard military issue. I don't think you get to slap Suresh until Kota either.
Proceed to the conference chamber on Keylander Station. I'll meet you there. Please hurry. We must act quickly and decisively against the Hutt's aggression.
I don't think you can in this X-Pack. I think you have to, because I think she comes on as part of an NPC conversation and leaves again, so I don't think you can slap Suresh. I don't think so, unless I've remembered it wrong. Which I might have. It's possible. Yes, I did say all of that before I heard someone slap Suresh, please. I just remember how satisfying it was when she attempts to do what she does in Knights of the Eternal Throne. And you can just get your retribution on her. Can't be wearing public uniforms or masquerading as pirates.
You're gonna live.
No, very true. Yes, I need to try and come up with a new outfit for her that fits the pirate thing a bit more. Because this Makeb is the last time really when it's...
I laid low on Makeb after a job a few years back. Beautiful planet. The ride down from here is a thrill.
The ride down from here is suicide. I think Makeb's the last time when you're sort of officially acting for the Republic. After that, the story takes an anti-you turn. Mel. I don't know how long I've actually been streaming now, but yeah. That's an interesting outfit.
Most cordial greetings. I am Zen Thrilo, Republic Protocol Officer. Welcome to Makeb and Keylander Station. Please hold all questions. Supreme Chancellor Suresh and her delegation are arriving.
I ask everyone here with me to honor this brave captain, who thwarted an attack on the Republic by no less than an Imperial Grand Admiral.
I take your things are serious.
I doubt all these people came just to hear you flatter me, Chancellor. The situation on Makeb must be bad.
The crisis we face is unexpected and severe. I require my best advisors and most able problem solvers. Victory over the Empire lies within our grasp. But first, we must face a cowardly act of unwarranted aggression. Supreme Commander Malcolm.
13 days ago, the Hutt cartel violated Republic space and seized the planet Makeb. They've blockaded the system with 30 Ajur-class heavy cruisers.
Makeb's citizens have formally pledged to join the Republic if we respond to their crisis. We will not abandon them to the Hutt's brutality.
I hate to suggest my way out of a job, but everyone has a price. Make the cartel a generous offer, and they'll go.
I don't negotiate with despots who take planets hostage.
Severe atmospheric conditions on Makeb
She doesn't negotiate anyway.
Landings impossible. We need help from local resistance forces to pull this off.
One of Makeb's business leaders, Ilum Avesta, is awaiting you on the surface. I want you working closely with him.
I'm surprised the planet's army didn't put up a fight. Or did the Hutts defeat them?
Makeb's entire military strength came from hired mercenaries. The Hutts simply bought them off. Liberating Makeb is your top priority, but I want the Hutts' ambitions ended permanently. Grandmaster Satil Shan has insight regarding our enemy's future plans.
The Jedi Council has meditated on the cartel's actions. We believe that Makeb is a staging point for a larger attack on the entire galaxy.
The Hutts will not be allowed to expand their dominion at our expense.
It's always an honor to face down the enemies of the Republic, Madam Chancellor.
When our enemy realizes who they're facing, I predict a hasty retreat. A shuttle will transport you to Ilum Avesta's encampment on the surface. Go now, and show the galaxy the Republic is not to be trifled with.
More importantly, Chancellor Suresh is not to be trifled with. Trifle. Yes, Pizza the Hut. That is funny and gross all at the same time, that particular scene. And talking of hidden social deeds, is the... I think it's Kiss emote. Is that the only one that's the hidden deed on... Lotro? Excuse me.
You're one of the Republic heroes come to free my homeworld. You're just... wow. I wish we'd joined the Republic
I knew, thank you.
ago.
Your people could have joined us when the Sith Empire returned to the galaxy. What stopped you?
That was before my time, but We've always minded our own business and not gotten involved in other people's fights. Stupid, huh? I was here when the Hutts blocked all of Makeb's comm channels. Haven't been able to get a signal from my family since. No idea what's happened down there.
Sorry, I meant hidden sort of emote deeds rather than being laughed at is another. Oh, great.
There's only one way to find out. Fire up that shuttle's engines.
Don't know if they told you, but Makeb's atmosphere's a real mess. Most ships get torn to bits by electrical storms on entry. My baby's got special ion shields to absorb the electromagnetic interference, but we're still in for a rough ride. Hopefully we won't land in little pieces.
Hopefully.
How did the cartel conquer your planet if most ships can't even get through the atmosphere?
Our politicians figured, why draft an army when you can hire mercenaries? We bought the best. Bunch of hard cases called the Interstellar Regulators. But the Hutts didn't bother fighting them. They bought off the Regulators with a bigger bid. Ask Shalem Avesta, he'll tell you. My shuttle's prepped. Hop aboard, we'll be on our way. You might want to take your anti-nausea stims too.
Yes, travel sickness. Doesn't really cover it with this. Oh, you actually get Easy Ride Republic side. Imperial you don't, you get lightninged. MB, a lightninged is not a real English word. Some kinships have an emote of the month. That's a good idea. Yay, I might get her to use one of her. Hello computer, please catch up. I'm floating in midair. Thank you. Sir Thomas has joined us. I assume that's a name you people know. Right, Shalem Avesta then. Now, it's not from this. A couple of patches ago they fixed the GSI terminal, but I can't remember whether you have to have started the GSI storyline to take advantage of it. Let's have a quick look, because I can't remember. Do you have to have picked up... No, you don't.
You're gonna live.
Okay. No, you don't have to, because I haven't picked up any of the... I haven't picked up the macro binoculars or Seeker Droid yet, which is of course another thing we could do. But you can take advantage of the terminal, which bolsters your gear on Makeb, heals you for 2% every 3 seconds while in combat, and provides you with 250 XP buff for exploration on Makeb if you're under level 70, of course. No CXP buff. Sir Thomas bites a lot.
Welcome, Captain. I'm Shalem Avesta. The Supreme Chancellor says you're one of the Republic's foremost experts on the Hutt cartel.
That's one way of putting criminal.
My family helped found Makeb. Avesta Mining has led our business council for decades. I was practically chief of state before the cartel's takeover. It wasn't an easy decision. But if joining the Republic is the only way to reclaim my home world's freedom, so be it.
He has the same voice as your main contact on Corellia. And I can't remember his name now. That's going to annoy me.
Personally, I would have offered the Republic a little less than your whole planet. How'd a high roller like you get suckered into this deal?
Supreme Chancellor Suresh required a full commitment to the Republic. Given the circumstances, I couldn't refuse. Ilisov is a former mercenary with the Interstellar Regulators. Until recently, Makeb's trusted private army and police force.
Quit when the Regulators sold out to the Hutts. I don't betray a client for credits.
Exceptions like him notwithstanding, the cartel bought off the Regulator forces and turned our former protectors against us.
How many ex-mercenaries do you have on your side? Enough to take on the rest?
Regulators who refused the Hutt buyout either ran or got shot for disloyalty before they could.
I still don't know why this has happened. We've conducted peaceful business with the Hutt cartel for years.
Hi, Minores.
Casualty and damage reports coming in. Talau City got rattled pretty hard, but no injuries. Lucky.
That's the 5th groundquake since the Hutt's takeover. The last one leveled the Tygan mining colony. They're still pulling bodies from the rubble.
These groundquakes started after the Hutts invaded? Doesn't sound like a coincidence.
You aren't the first to voice that thought. My niece Lambda is a respected geophysicist. She joined our resistance to prove there's a link between the groundquakes and the Hutt's deep core mining.
She was taking seismic readings on a deserted mesa when a whole company of regulators swarmed in. We lost contact with her.
I sent search parties to bring Lambda back, but they aren't trained or equipped to fight a mercenary force of that size.
I have a feeling your niece discovered something, and the Hutts sent the regulators to stop her from getting away.
That's my fear as well.
Getting reports from our search party.
I'm trying to work out which picture you're referring to, Mal.
Back to the landing zone. We lose that, we'll never find Lambda.
You know the regulators better than anyone. We could use your help out there.
I prefer that Ilisov stay here. The regulators don't know about our rebellion yet, but if they find out, I'll need his expertise to survive. Take my personal shuttle to Friend Mesa. Lane Farrow is our man at the landing zone.
The portrait of a vessel. Ah! Yes, it could look like that. Or like a, my drink is missing, who stole my drink? Okay, Makeb is still one of my favourite planets for looks, let's say. Oh good, right.
Welcome.
I'm going to take my jumper off. I have gotten quite warm because I left the heating on.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Yes, I love Makeb. Makeb does have waterfalls, correct? Along with a whole bunch of creatures. One of my other characters actually has a Macrin mount. So for those that, because we're not going to go facing the Macrins as part of this core storyline, but I'll show people who are not. Yeah, there's at least one, potentially two people who are not players here. Yeah. In the room, but they're kind of organic. They're based on trees. They're born underground kind of thing. So one of my other characters has one of those as a mount and uses it on Makeb. I love it, although it is a bit like a giant spider. Love the waterfall, hates the heights. Yes, Mel. I'll try not to look down when it comes to the light bridges. It's pouring for cats and dogs, right? Yeah, making up for that during the winter. We're just looking forward to it stopping attempting to snow every other weekend here at the moment. It's April, or at least change to rain.
Shalom Avesta sent us. You're in charge here?
Oh look, it's Mini Malavai Quinn.
Saved. Prosk, just get over here.
Speak up, Lane. Not sure the whole Mesa heard you. My name's Prosk. In case Slick here didn't enunciate clearly. Kid's an accountant. Barely knows which way to point a blaster. Can't say I'm much better. Used to be a mining foreman. We've set up barricades, but they're not doing much against the regulators. What's the plan, boss?
Try not to shoot me.
If you can't tell the difference between friend and foe, holster your weapon and lie on the ground until this is over.
Why are you looking at me?
Scouts report regulators headed this way. Big group.
Everyone's manning a barricade. Find one and dig in.
No, that should have been find one and dig in. I had a question mark on the end. Quinn's distant cousin with a Torian's haircut. Yeah. I'm sure this entrance bit used to be quite difficult in the days before the level cap was massively increased and other stats were still boosted. Because even under level sync, although for example your damage is reduced, your armor is reduced and your health is reduced, things like your critical ratings still stay high, accuracy, alacrity are not reduced, so actually you can still create quite hefty fights even on level synced planets.
I didn't know anyone could shoot that fast. The regulators never had a chance.
I'll drink to that, Slick. Those mercs will think twice about hitting us again. We owe you one.
I get that a lot.
Saving people is sort of my second job. Actually, it's more of a hobby. Doesn't pay as well as you'd think.
If it did, I bet you could retire.
It doesn't pay as well as you think.
Ilum sent you to find Lambda, right? Bring back his Geo... whatever niece in her research. We haven't had much luck there.
Her campsite was ransacked. The regulators must have already captured her and confiscated all the research data. Shalom's right. She found something important.
She might have escaped on foot before the mercenaries hit her camp.
Maybe. But then why hasn't she contacted us for help?
Scanners indicate no one except you has landed on or left the mesa since the regulators came. That means she's still here. Probably at one of their camps.
Great. There's half a dozen camps and no way to pinpoint which one she's at. Have to keep hitting them until she turns up.
The way this usually works, she'll be in the last place I look. But you never know. Might luck out on the first try.
No, she's in the last place you have to look.
So cheerful about everything.
Few of our search parties never made it back. You find any other prisoners, send them here.
Someone here might know how to slice the regulators' comm frequency and find out what they're doing. Ask around, Prosk.
Slick takes charge with his big brain. On it, boss.
We'll hold this landing zone as long as it takes. Good luck.
Makeb was a bit tougher when you played on New Consular. There are certain elements of Makeb that are a lot more challenging, and I'm not just talking about the end boss. Least of all, not falling off the mesas is a good start. Now then, I haven't done this Republic side in eons. You have at least 4 Lobby Jedi Knights right now. You are not creating one with Quinn's face. But you could modify one at the customization terminal. Menoras, have you? When you say you found it tougher, are you using the GSI terminal? Because that does make a big difference. I found running Talitha as a healer, I didn't actually have to put the force shields up because of that GSI terminal's effects. Just an idea. I tried to only have one of different classes up at the moment. So I've started a Jedi Knight, but haven't played for a while because I realised I had so many neglected characters. Oh, where's that gold mob? Here it is. Almost always, because you usually find what you're looking for when you stop looking. Yep. Or it's one of those things where, you know, you can't find a certain type of mob or a certain creature or a certain quest objective when you need it, and then when you eventually find all of them, you discover there were a lot more in there. Yes, I did say gold mob. At least I think I did. I intended to. It's whether I said it out loud or not. After much cursing and fist shaking, gold mob. Yes, the boss, particularly Republic side, is difficult. Oh, I thought this was the terminal I needed. I was wrong. I'm not far enough down. Okay, let's jump down. I need to. Oh, speaking of jumping down, I've been running the Shire on my fairly new High Elf Minstrel in Lotro, and so I was running pies, and it's quite funny to see them do that forward roll down a hill while holding a pie. Life didn't quite pan out for the High Elves the way they had hoped. Hated that boss. Yes, it is. The well, both sides have difficult end bosses. The main issue with the Imperial one is that they self-repair kind of thing. However, the really difficult thing about the Republic one, wow, he was slow to figure out I was there, is the one-shot kill mechanism that it has. Pan out as in pie pan. Oh no! Oh, unintentional puns. Wow, there are a lot of gold mobs in this part of Makeb. And you got that one, Mel. I think Mel hates my Cathar Guardian. She loves heights and is always walking. Yes. Cats might like climbing.
Red Team, come in. This is Vice Commandant Grevin. We've scanned heavy fire in your zone. Status report.
Everything's jolly. Give up the lady scientist and it'll stay that way.
The girl's charged with treason against Makeb's rightful government. You just proved her guilty. You're outnumbered by troops who have run ops in 30 systems. Our victory rate is 100%.
What is it with that species and stats?
It won't happen again.
Rusk is a bit obsessed with... Our casualty rate was 0.01%. Your message was not sent because it is identical to the previous one you sent less than 30 seconds ago. I've not had that message, but that's because I don't play this game, the Gold Mob game, anywhere else. Right. Oh, I was going to use my Varactyl, but I'm more likely to get shot at. Oh, is that a lore item? It is a lore object. I'm sorry, I'm going to kill you 4 people because I really want to touch this flag. There's a good reason to die. You shouldn't tell her the odds. Yes, good call. See, I'm sorry you had to lose your lives, but I really wanted to touch this flag. Right. This is just the first thing I'm looking for. Oh, it's moved. That's because we've just done one. Right, so. Map reading. My map reading is never good, but it will only prove less good. Oh my life. Brain is dying. Can you tell I've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. Right, regulator. Oh, bless you, Menoras. Some of the streams you might not have actually missed because I've been irregular, let's say, rather than unreliable. Things have been tricky with health. So, at least the last few Saturdays I have done a Smuggler Saturday. The next challenge is how the heck do I fit in? Well, it's not about fitting it in. I need the conditions to be right for me to do the Lotro stream when I'm not going to be interrupted. I'm killing that thing, so otherwise it will also attack me. Because I really miss doing my Lotro streams. Thanks, Secret, that means a lot. I know people have been really understanding. The main difficulty with streaming is not that I feel I should be doing it, although I could think that way. It's that I actually really want to do it, and it's really annoying when you can't do something you really want to do. Which is why I'm getting annoyed with myself, or my life is probably more accurate.
You're gonna live.
About not getting Lotro streams in. But I've also had the Spring Festival and things that I need to write about, and have done obviously, but that take up time. But I really, really want to get back into that. Bless you, Menoras. Thank you. I've had, moments of me showing myself my true colours, if you like. I've been having moments since getting my psychology thing started, because I'm trying to think differently. But wife had to say to me, it's not that I have to be anything or do anything, I just have to be, and that's okay. And I still struggle to accept that. And she wouldn't lie to me, so it's not like she's making stuff up. It's just an inbuilt self-doubt, and I can't be of value in myself. My value is only through what I do, which is not true, but it doesn't, the truth doesn't always change how you feel about things. So yes, thank you. It means a lot. It's just been tricky to change how I think about myself. Ah, pants, I'm gonna be too late. Yes, that just reminded me, because Guild on American server was saying they could do with some spare fiddles. Only log there on Sunday. Oh, I'm not too late. It'll still be live on Sunday. Ah, okay, no, that's fine. I'll be able to spend some tokens on fiddles for Guild kin then. Thanks, Mel.
You should have taken the hint. I command the regulators, and I've got plenty of reinforcements to throw your way. Now they're angry.
Whatever the Hutts are paying, it's not enough. Quit while you're behind.
This op will be profitable long after you're gone.
It's Prosk. You read? We sliced the Merc's comm network. Hearing all kinds of interesting chatter. Whatever you're doing, it's paying off. The Mercs have pulled back. The landing zone's all ours.
Dig in and be ready, in case they come back.
Understood. We'll keep listening to the Merc's bellyache too. Might learn something we can use. Keep up the pressure.
You probably wouldn't. Oh, I like my enemy reinforcements to turn up happy. Shame. Whoops-a-daisy. That was a close moment. Sorry, Mel. That was a looking down the precipice thing I wasn't expecting. We can't all be wrong. Yes, if we're in a group and we all agree, we must all therefore be right. Okay, this is a different situation, but still. Right. Oh, feeling the love now. If I could just get away with, get rid of the niggling self-doubt, things would be easier. Right. There's a really annoying Makeb bonus content stuff around the area where you've got to get that speeder out before without someone shooting you. Not as easy as it sounds. Sorry, Mel. To be fair, I nearly did. I'm not very great with... I don't mind heights in games if I know they're coming, which on Makeb is not every time. I'll try not to look down when it comes to the light bridges, though. Yeah, which I understand from your perspective. It's just really difficult because it's a beautiful planet, but if you have something in your head that doesn't like heights, then you can't turn that off just because it happens to be digital. I used to play Skyrim until my pain got really bad because the combat mechanism meant a lot of use of a mouse, and things could just appear out of nowhere in Skyrim as well, which made me jump, which is not good for my anxiety. So I had to stop playing Skyrim. And it's not so, or at least it wasn't then, so obvious what level you needed to be to go into a certain area. So you could walk in thinking it's a logical progression in the story, and you're actually under-leveled and under-geared for it.
Ross, come in. We've taken out multiple regulator camps. Still no sign of Lambda.
Scouts report you've got those mercenaries chasing their own tails. Lambda has to be nearby. I'll take some men out and cover more ground.
Think you're clever? Killing my people? Slicing our comm channel?
Yeah, I am.
Every time you hit us, the Hutts crack down even harder on the nice people of Makeb. They're dying because of you.
You're supposed to protect Makeb, but you sold out to the Hutts. How much are they paying you to execute innocent people?
Enough, obviously. Make your peace while you can.
Nice. I don't mind, from Mel's other comment, I don't mind games that eat time without accomplishing much. Sometimes that's how I use Lotro. But in Skyrim there was no... The core story could take you somewhere, but you didn't know that you were ready for it, if that makes any sense. Whereas I've started... Well, I haven't played in over a month now. A little bit of Dragon Age Origins, and they have a scaling difficulty system. That means wherever you roam, the mobs kind of scale down or up to you, so the difficulty feels about the same. Whereas I don't think Skyrim works like that. I think it was just... I've come into this cave. Oh look, now I'm dead. But no, it's actually the core combat system, which is why if I want to play other games, it needs to be, to some degree, quick bar based, rather than how fast can I use my mouse, because my reaction times are not great. Yes, no, and actually, oh, before I lose it, yes, Taffet, I know, and I can't balance self-doubt and self-love so that I'm self-accepting but self-questioning as well, and it's really hard to get that balanced. And yeah, Mel's thing about 2 AM, I don't think Skyrim had an in-game clock, at least not without mods, whereas at least both of my MMOs do, which is important. Like to get lost in a game, yes, and I have just enjoyed the scenery in Lotro. I used to be able to do that in the Old Republic, but they introduced level sync, so that wherever you went, you had to kill things. So you see, I can't even with what I do sometimes with Lotro is if I've got NJ on my lap, is I will wander around collecting crafting materials, for example, because if I'm over level, then I don't get attacked by the mobs. Whereas in the Old Republic, that's impossible. Because of level sync, and you can't disable it.
Come here, ugly.
Lost way too much time over the last 20 years of gaming. Well, actually, when did I started experiencing games that could be played online about 18 years ago. Is it that long? Not far off, anyway. Jedi Knight Jedi Academy used to have a very loose PvP system. Well, actually, even worse, Jedi Knight's Jedi Outcast. Even older. Oops. Just taking out the random level 6 protocol droids. It looks like a mob, must shoot. Trying not to get shot at while also keeping up on chat. Darn it. Auto roll. This is the last place I think where they put the auto roll system in place.
Prosk, do you read? Another camp down and still no Lambda. Any luck on your end?
Hang on. Getting a distress call. It's her. Patching through.
Blast, is this stupid thing working? Hello? Hello?
We read you, Lambda. Your uncle sent a rescue team. The Republic's here. Look.
Shalem didn't send more?
We're enough. Give us your coordinates and we'll get you to safety.
My guards abandoned their posts and left me alone. You must be the murdering scum they went after. I broke free and ran to the nearest quake shelter. I'm the only person here. Sending you coordinates.
I love a good prison breakout story. Did you use the old fork in the door circuits trick?
Can we do this later? Wait, what was that noise? Is that on your end?
It is the hairstyle.
Lost her. They're blocking her signal. My team's close to that quake shelter. Meet you there.
Ah, that's why, Minoras, I see Maple Story pop up on Discord. I haven't looked into it. I have tried out or checked out multiple MMOs, but not many of them allowed a lot of solo stuff. I am in the middle of trying another one thanks to a friend. I got sucked into new regions and favourite regions in Lotro because I escaped from Moria at last. And so I got into new regions there, and my second main, my Guardian, has reached Forachel, so my two characters are in content I want to play. I did look at RuneScape when I was trying to look for MMOs that were free to play, but if I remember right, that has a really big focus on grouping, which I don't have the time or capacity for, really. Oh, I've been out. I think I still have to go like one more time into Moria sometime after Mirkwood, or during Mirkwood. But I've been back in what feels like several hundred times already. Oh, sorry, I just spotted Mel's use the fork. I once started a raid called Circle of Five on a Dark Age Camelot. Oh my life, not heard of that one. Finished playing the raid at 2 AM. What? That's a nuts length of time for one raid. 6 PM on a Friday to 2 AM Sunday morning. Oh my life, that I couldn't do that now. I think RuneScape looks like Run Escape, so I'm not sure.
You got a lot of my friends killed today. Greven said I could return the favor.
I recognise that voice actor as well.
She deserves better odds. New deal. We walk out of here, and you run back to the huts with your tails between your legs.
We're already earning enough from this job to retire. Once you're dead, we can do it in style.
Is that Andronicus' voice actor?
Collapsing! We have to get out!
Don't do this. If this shelter collapses, we'll all be crushed.
You've got bigger problems!
This is your last mistake.
The shelter's coming down! Can we leave already?
Heck yes.
I didn't come all this way to die. Let's go!
There's never been a groundquake like that in Makeb's history. Geologic instability has increased 1,000-fold since the HUD.
And that's Vet's voice actress, right?
Readings and core stability fluctuations both indicate impending catastrophe. These groundquakes are the direct result of HUD deep core mining that's going to destroy Makeb.
The moment they sent the regulators here, it was obvious the Hutts had something to hide. Now their secret's out.
Every scrap of data I collected here proves the Hutt cartel's deep drilling has destabilized Makeb. These groundquakes are only the start. Entire mesas will collapse. After that, gravitational decay will strip away the atmosphere, kill everything. Makeb will become totally uninhabitable.
6 hours. Yeah, I've still not done... I think I might want to done the Zerka flashpoints, but that's it. They had never made that soloable. I don't think. I mean, it's a shame they haven't made more of the flashpoints soloable, because people who want to group will group anyway. But I would do more of the other flashpoints if they made them soloable.
The cartel and its forces are on Makeb. Won't they die with everyone else?
Oh, they know what they're doing. They just don't care. And that mystifies me. I think there's a way to save Makeb, but I need you to work with me. I'll warn you now. I'm snappish. Everyone says so. It's not personal.
I'd say you're handling yourself just fine under the circumstances.
My family is full of politicians. They say this is my way of rebelling. Did I mention I'm the one who convinced Uncle Shalem to contact the Republic? You're welcome.
You made it! We followed Prosk's signal and... where's Prosk?
I'm sorry. He didn't... He's gone.
Get her on a shuttle back to Shalem. The regulators are scattered. They shouldn't give you any trouble.
If they try, I'll shoot them all.
Meet me at Uncle Shalem's
Tori
office.
Quinn.
We need to figure out a plan. Fast.
Oh, I haven't watched Clone Wars stuff for ages. I do have some. It's just not cheap to get hold of. Not if you want decent discs, anyway. Right, so we need to go back to Shalem Avesta's plantation, I think it is, isn't it? Avesta's plantation, yes. I saw a lot needed and do not raid. Yeah, no. If I do one op a year with guildies on the Old Republic, that's probably about it. They're very understanding.
Shoot people in pleasant scenery.
I do have at least one character who has the right stats for ops, should I need to be co-opted. Chortle.
Feel free to browse.
Another ground. I like how this is dynamic office. So there's been another groundquake. Can you tell?
This is nothing, Uncle. I've run the numbers. 2 days, maybe less. And your office is at the bottom of a sinkhole.
At least your expensive education has finally amounted to something.
Ouch.
Told you I'd repay that loan. Bet you're wishing you'd listened to me sooner. Not dismissed me as a loudmouth conservationist.
Captain, come in. Lambda told me of your incredible heroics. I'm impressed. We suspected Makeb was becoming unstable, but I had no idea things were this bad. We never should have let the Hutt cartel establish their mining operation.
You think?
You held back a lot of bad news, Shalem. Why didn't you tell us about the planet's instability?
I didn't want to cause a panic. Makeb's people must stand together. Only through unity can we overcome this crisis.
Know what doesn't help right now? Speeches. Unless I'm talking. The regulators who held me hostage were a chatty bunch. Mostly filthy language and bragging about their blasters, but The leader said something interesting. He mentioned Project Failsafe, a Hutt emergency plan if their mining went wrong. That mercenary believed the Hutts have something to instantly stabilize Makeb.
The Hutts only care about saving their own oily hides. We better grab this Project Failsafe before there's another quake.
Glad you feel that way, because you need to steal it, assuming we can find it.
Talau City, the Hutt Embassy database.
Ilasof's right. Data on Project Failsafe
Unity's
would be
player and
stored in
companion
the Hutt
only, not
Embassy's
heard of.
computers in Talau City. Unfortunately, that's under cartel control. We need Chief Hercule, Talau City's former security commander. He and a few loyal men have a hidden camp outside the city. They'll get you inside the city and embassy.
Why is he hiding outside the city? Did he get fired as security commander?
In a manner of speaking. The Hutt put a death mark on his head.
That's one way of saying
The Hutts
fired, yeah.
control Talau City and the surrounding area. They'll have to land a shuttle in the countryside. Expect.
Oh yes, I've got that. I see what you're referring to
Chief
now.
Hercule's camp is hidden at these coordinates.
Don't die. You're all we've got.
I keep getting invites to different servers or people saying, oh, please do come and it'd be good to see you on this server, and I seem to be on the opposite server. I'm on Evernight and Crick Hollow, and I can't spread myself any thinner, else I'll never get anywhere through the content, although it's nice to know. Yes, I see what you're referring to, Unity. Yes, here is player and companion only, you're correct. I use it a lot in tougher fights.
Are currently open for business.
Talau City.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Wound up getting shut in with one of the bosses and basically screaming at it until it died. Is that a lesson from real life? You know, you just got shut in with your boss's office sometime, just screamed at him until he died. Right. There are a few exploration missions.
You said you would bring her back.
I found her. I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do.
Oh. Oh. I see. Where can I get a blaster?
Maybe you shouldn't have a rifle just now.
Someone's just there being comforted with grief.
Chief Hercule,
I need a blaster.
Ilum Avesta sent us. He says you know my way into the Hutt embassy.
You're one of the Republic's big shots, huh? Forgive the stench. Showers are scarce out here. Hutt embassy's locked up tight. Used to have a fancy-pants bureaucrat helping us inside, Representative Eklund, but he's gone quiet. Probably dead. Good news is, the cartel hasn't changed anything at their embassy. Got the same turrets, droids, passcodes I set up for them. Lazy Hutts.
Why does the Hutt cartel have an embassy on Makeb, much less one that well guarded?
The Business Council built it when the Hutts first came to do business here. Thought it would make the slugs feel appreciated. You want inside the Hutt embassy, you'll have to finesse 3 layers of security. First layer is heavy turrets in the courtyard. The only good thing to come out of these ground quakes is that they expose the turret power generators. Overload those, and turrets lose their punch.
Yes, a little bit, but he doesn't have the really obvious pirate mustache or cowboy mustache.
Our mission would be a lot simpler if we could take down the entire power grid.
Even if I knew how to cause a blackout, the city's computers need energy, and you need computers. Security Layer 2 is the embassy's main door. 3 meters of reinforced durasteel. Even a lightsaber would take hours to cut through. But the door will unlock for a diplomatic passcode. You can generate one by accessing the government building secure terminal.
There have to be regulators on the street carrying passcodes. We'll be fighting them anyway, right?
Only top officers get into the embassy. You won't find them patrolling the streets. Last but not least are the security droids. Top-of-the-line Arcanian models. Nasty disposition. Shoot intruders on sight. Good news is they can be reprogrammed. The droid control station in my old security HQ will do the trick.
I've always wanted my own droid army. Thanks for the tip, old-timer. Let's do this.
Hit those objectives, and I guarantee you'll get inside the embassy. Whether you'll find your answers is a different matter. If Representative Eklund's still alive, maybe help him escape. He's a fuss budget, but basically
Fuss
all right.
budget.
I'll keep a comm channel open when I can.
Okay, let's at least do the Talau City quadrant, and we may have a chance of finishing Makeb in the next stream. Which disturbingly will lead us very quickly in Shadow of Revan. Right, okay. Up the only path. Of course it is. Call me an old timer again and I'll shoot you where it hurts. He might well be. Old timer, a person with a lot of expertise. Okay. I'll definitely be changing games this evening. This has been fun today though. Right, so not safe on a creature.
You're gonna live.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing a screenshot because I'm not proud. There we go. Very pretty. I think there's a few exploration missions in this region. We're not doing them because I don't want to spend 3 years on Makeb for everyone. If you haven't got max rep with Makeb, a few patches ago they made sure that mobs were dropping rep items again, because they weren't. Same with Voss, for that matter, which is a pain in the backside, because the Voss heroics take a lot of work. Right, oh, we have a bonus. Right, we may as well hit the bonuses because we get 6p for them. 25. Yes, there's rep points with the Makeb menorahs. So this item here, for example, is a Makeb hollow souvenir, and when you do the core storyline on Makeb, you get reputation items with those as well. So we're citizens of Makeb here. There's an outfit at the rep vendor on the orbital space station. There are some very nice decorations, but they do require universal prefabs, which is annoying because there's some very, very pretty stronghold decorations. And whether you make them or buy them, universal prefabs are expensive. But I don't think you can pick up the decorations any other way either. No worries then. Thanks so much for being here all this time. I've purposefully kept the stream going longer than we normally would. So you've been here pretty much all of the normal length of stream. So thanks so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yes, the Dungeon Master should not be late. You're very... That's very true. Right, do we have to go under... Oh, gold mob. Because I'm trying to... Let's not stand in stupid, shall we? Right. Do we have to go into the sewers? Is this one where you really have to go into the gross sewers to do it?
I'd hate to be in charge of redrawing the street maps here.
Is that what catch you on's Discord means? I'm going to mock you forever. I'm gonna mock forever. Half-elf bard. Yeah, half-elf is something I'd like to do more in Lotro, but I've checked with people who know about lore and not as a playable species, but in fanfiction writing, and it's not really supported by lore anymore. As in the time period we're in. Right, now then, where am I going? Vicious Mockery is a low-level D&D. Ah, okay. has more smug satisfaction factor than damage dealing. I've never played tabletop RPG. Or I know you're doing it remotely as such, but it's effectively tabletop. Yes, I thought we had to go into. You basically inflict psychic damage and debuff mob by insulting them. I think there are some debuffs like that in Lotro for some classes. I think. And in one sense, even taunts in the Old Republic are come and get me if you think you're hard enough kind of things, aren't they? Right, so we're here to take down different generators, aren't we? So this is to... Is this the turret generator? Yes. Because we're trying to get into the embassy. I've forgotten the reason why I was in here shooting things, other than they're in my way for the quest objective. Gold mob. your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Oops. Remember playing D&D 1984? That's the turret generator. I don't know how old it makes you feel, but I was 1 in 1984. And I'm starting to feel old. My wife kindly pointed out when she last cut my hair that my sides of my head are starting to go salt and peppery, to which I replied, so grey. Yeah. Better than calling them a poopy head. Yeah, you got to be able to do an insult that actually works. An insult that's not insulting isn't an insult. Oh, I was too slow. Oh, the thing is, knowing that people are older than me in the galaxy doesn't make me feel younger. They say age is all in the mind, right? But it's the mind that goes first, so yeah. Right, where are we going? My hair is kindly called silver. It's when other people feel like they have to diplomatically, like, you mean I'm old, or I'm grey, aren't I? Yeah. Just say it how it is sometimes. And yes, happy birthday for tomorrow, Flea Taxi, definitely. Have a good time and ignore the numbers. Oh, this is a bummer. This is really hard to do. Try and fight the actual Talaus people and not kill the diplomats is a game you can play around here. Manage it this time. When you get into the embassy, it's nearly impossible. Oh, these people are dead. I'll just saunter off here then. Oh, they're dead, are they? Oh, shame. I'll just... yeah. Since I was born in 63... it still does not make me feel younger. I know mathematically that has to be true. I suppose that's one of the downsides of the chronic... not the only upsides to being in chronic pain, but it does make you feel older than you actually are. If it makes you any feel... I'm a bit younger than you. Does that make me feel better?
That passcode will open the embassy's main doors.
I know people in the world are younger than me too. That's allowed. It's not like we can control when we were born, is it? I mean... That's why I never understood, you know, the young people pointing out that other people are old. You're like, well, eventually so will you be, because it's not like you can influence when you came into the world, is it? It's other horrifying thoughts like, yes, when my daughter is 13, I will be in my late 40s. Great. Or mid-40s at least. I still really want the Old Republic to put red dots on the minimap when I'm coming up to aggressive mobs.
Last mistake.
Oops, and I keep shooting down the protocol droids. Oops. I guess on the going grey front, I'm more likely with my receding hairline to not have much hair rather than have a full head of grey hair. I'm not sure which is worse. Worse? Not really the right word. I'm not sure which one I would prefer. Well, this feels a bit easier than... excuse me, the 2 flashpoints we did. Yeah, does that not feel bonkers, Minoras, when you sort of think it or say it out loud? Yes, you called that one, Mel, definitely.
That should take care of the security droids. The HUD embassy's all yours. Mind your step in there.
The HUD NPC's all yours. Watch your step in there. Yes, I will put one foot in front of the other, at varying paces. Right. I still need 2 more random regulator forces. Well, Talal City forces, but it's the same principle. For the bonus. I was born when mother was in 40s. I'm an adopted kid, so my parents were always older than other kids in my class, because most people attempt to have kids the normal way, for want of a better word, the biological way, before adopting. So my parents are actually about the same age as my wife's grandparents. Some people choose to leave it later in life, and you just make your life choices where you feel. Those Talal City forces didn't count towards the bonus. And these ones don't either. I will not be deprived of 75 CXP. Why are these ones not? Or I might be deprived of it because I should probably think about... oh, I didn't do it in the right area. Never mind, I will be deprived of 75 CXP. Never mind.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
It gets nearly impossible to not kill innocent bystanders in the embassy. In fact, I think in the reception area you can't but kill the other people who are waiting. Kill more of them to make up for it. Hi, I'm here to arrange your early retirement. Now then, if I don't use AoE... They used to flee when you went into combat. The free peoples. Listen to me. Oh, I managed it. Nearly always end up killing these people in the reception. The NPCs, the innocent bystanders, would usually get killed. Oh, Taffet tried to call it and Mel still got there.
Acknowledging new ident code. Greetings, Senior Command Unit 223.
Once everyone's out of this room, you'll erase your memory core of this meeting. Got it?
Acknowledged. Feel free to inspect the embassy. You will find everything in order.
I will inspect your embassy. Thank you very much. I don't know whether that one would be if you were fighting it. No, that one's not a gold mob anyway. You'd think it might be, but nope. Because you haven't got to fight it, it's just a boring, grey, weak mob. Now there's a gold mob up there. Oh, I'm standing in stupid, hang on. Oh, there is a bonus, however, for killing people inside the embassy. Also mobs, not innocent bystanders. Although, of course, technically, mobs means mobile entities or something. I think some of them count beyond this door. I can't remember, it's been a while. Yes, maybe.
Wait, please. I'm an unarmed civilian. Representative Eklund with the Makeb Provisional Authority Council. I'm the official liaison to the Hutt Cartel. Whatever you need, I'll make sure you get it. Just don't hurt me.
Spineless traitor.
I'm working with Shalem Avesta. He sent me to get information on the Hutt Cartel's plans.
And he thought the best way to do it was to attack their embassy? Typical. Like it or not, the Hutts control Makeb now. Our only option is to cooperate, make the best of our new situation. Instead, Shalem stirs up trouble. He doesn't realize how much worse the Hutts could make things for us.
The planet is falling apart, or you're a complete idiot.
The Hutts aren't here to rule Makeb. They're here to destroy it. Their deep drilling has destabilized the planetary core.
Why would they do that? Makeb is an investment for them. If they destroy the planet, they lose their assets. Besides, most of the Hutts are here on the surface. If the planet explodes, they go with it. It's illogical.
Geological readings show this planet is coming apart. But we think the Hutts have a Project Failsafe to deal with the situation.
Knowing Shalem, you'll risk anything to find it. Well, I'll save some lives and help quash this rumor for good. If this Project Failsafe exists, there must be some record of it in the embassy's archives. I'll get you access to them. But the Hutts are on high alert. They've already summoned reinforcements. You'll have to deal with them. I'll meet you in the archive room.
I was hoping you'd say there's a secret passage that'll take us right where we need to go.
Any passage wide enough for the Hutts wouldn't be very secret. You worry about those reinforcements. I'll make sure we can access the Hutt archives. Good luck.
Your plan is most illogical. And so is your speech.
One loser.
Hey, how come you were able to shoot me, but I couldn't shoot you because I wasn't in direct line? Walking the wrong way. Oh, pants. And then they attack you so you can't. That's not bad. And okay, I just killed 2 innocents. But for the embassy, only having killed 2 of them is actually not that bad.
Security protocols have been disabled. Eklund came through.
Almost. I ran when I heard the fighting. Let me finish this. The Hutt in charge of Makeb is named Taboro. If Project Failsafe exists, there should be some reference to it in his communication logs.
I assume you've met Taboro. What's your take on him?
He isn't your typical Hutt. Quick profits matter less to him than long-term gains. Here, a hollow from someone named Vidrig has a Project Failsafe tag. Let's hear what it says.
Greetings, O great and glorious Taboro. I'm happy to report that Project Failsafe is both on schedule and under budget. Your Grand Arc is approaching completion.
I have a bad feeling about this.
As these schematics illustrate, the Ark's ingenious outer layer will completely shield the vessel and its precious contents from Makeb's atmospheric unpleasantness. The cargo hold will store your entire Isotope 5 stockpile, while your chosen few companions travel in luxurious comfort on the Ark's upper decks.
The Hutts don't have a way to save Makeb from breaking apart. They're just planning to leave the planet before that happens. You're on your own.
They'll abandon us? Leave everyone to die? That's That's monstrous.
You think?
Mighty Taboro, may I suggest replacing the standard passenger cabins with deluxe suites more suited to a hut of your stature? I can easily add them before the Ark's completion.
This hollow is recent. Vidric is still building the Ark. That means there's time to steal it for ourselves and evacuate the planet. Based on the schematics, we'll have room for the whole population if we convert the cargo hold to carry passengers.
There are only so many places the huts could hide such a massive project. We have to find it.
Evacuating this planet will require someone with resources and contacts. Shalem Avesta has both.
I'll scour these archives and transmit everything I find to Shalem. Given the circumstances, I feel rather unsafe remaining here.
You think?
There's a shuttle pad nearby. If you remove the guards and unlock the shuttles, we could all fly away safely.
Don't want to travel inside a hut. There's slimy enough on the outside. Right, so we have to actually not quick travel out of this, which I've done before. Ha ha ha, because I'm just that good. We have to do what the quest says. Standard exam technique of read the question. Thanks, Risha. Ew. Right, they are not guards. This is a hangar guard, because it says so over his head. Okay, that was the last mob. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is we'll finish up this conversation stuff, and I should head off. I'm not sure what time family's back, so I'll call it once we finish this set of conversations.
You're alive. Guess my advice worked, huh? Shalem told me to patch you through right away.
We're already analyzing the project failsafe plans Representative Eklund transmitted to us. They're sickening. To borrow the HUD is masterminding the greatest crime in galactic history. With Vidric's Ark, they'll escape Makeb and leave us all to die. We can't let that happen.
The only way that Ark's leaving is with us at the helm and Makeb's people safe inside it.
If there's any justice in the galaxy, we'll get to see the look on Taboro's face as we depart in his starship.
I matched the Ark's construction site map to topographic readings. The Ark's being built at a secret facility inside the giant sphere. That's a big tourist trap, a mesa with a hollow interior. Too dangerous to colonize, but perfect for hiding an Ark's construction.
There's no way the Hutts could have started a major construction project inside a planetary landmark without attracting attention.
We closed all access to the giant sphere out of safety concerns months ago. At Taboro's urging, he duped us.
Contact me when you're the giant spear. I'll help you plan this attack. It won't be an easy fight.
Don't look at me. I've got a city to evacuate. Good luck.
I'm not helping.
Here, let me.
There we go. Okay, it's been a busy one, longer than normal stream, folks, but you've been lovely today. Thank you. It's been, you've seen various sides of me that I suppose I don't always show off. So thanks for being so encouraging and so supportive. I'm not yet sure when I'll next be streaming Lotro, just because I need to probably set a day and a time so it actually happens. But for today I'm going to be changing games and downing tools and chilling. But thanks for being here, chatting loads. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I'm going to sign off, and because this is Star Wars, I have to do the obligatory may the Force be with you, and take care, folks. Bye.